Hey, we love that umbrella guy. All right. Thank you.
I'm calling from Los Angeles, and I'm having a little problem under the name ThatUmbrellaGuy. I sent him my phone number at least 20 times in the chat and told him to call me. He ignored me, or I'm a man. I filed the report. If you guys could take a look at it and give me a call back, I would love to hear what you guys can do to help us. We really need to kind of stop this guy at least until Monday. I told him to call me, or I'm a man.
You know what? I talk to your
cruising the whip, pimpin' fun times, masked up, supersizing a verbal drive-by. Speed dialing hair club for men, wondering if a statue maketh I'll buy it again. But this is bigger than leave, press on hair, or hours spent sending emails no one reads because they don't care. Or the summary of your life goals, lit broken dreams and pockets filled with holes. Remember you begged saying you were a fan, like on the daily how you pretend to be a man. All because you didn't get your way, screaming out so because no one listened to what you say. Honestly, that's pathetic, and maybe I would have been a tad sympathetic. But you had to make this personal, hoping for a sudden career or life reversal, not knowing that all of the money in the world can't project the one thing you'll never have, and that's a modicum of respect. And apparently some folks haven't heard that targeting kids is a useless lawsuits or written words. That's an invitation to the wrecking ball, and like Pokemon, baby, you're gonna catch it all. And you're gonna catch them all. Yeah, you're gonna catch them all. And sure, you'll drop some lines and pretend that they slap, but listening to you is like catching an E version of the clap. And we aren't talking applause, we're talking penicillin, pretending someone other than life is your arch villain. But keeping blaming your problems on the Hales and pretending that your tears will erase your fails. Literally trying to boost your self-esteem by weaponizing an army of never was for your next live stream. Now go chase your ambulance, cause I'm out.
All right, what's up, folks? Man, tonight's gonna be good. Oh, it's gonna be so good. Megan will be here in a little bit, by the way. You know, she will be in. She is. This is a Saturday, and typically we don't have. Well, Megan definitely is not on those Saturday streams typically, and for myself, I was going to set out tonight too. But you know what? 56. Let me make this clear. You know, we always talk a little bit at the beginning and stuff, but I want to note this before anything, because I know whether or not you like or dislike a Jeremy Hales. You know, if you're one of the folks that, well, you see what's going on in the old anti-Hales ecosystem, well, you should be alarmed, because $56,000, a confirmed total, by the way. That is right. A confirmed total was given by one person. Now, I want to make something clear too. The donor that we're talking about, if we are actually talking about their currency, as in when they say dollars, they're not from the US, they're from abroad. We're actually talking about $70,000 here. One donor gave these people somewhere. I'm going to go with 56 to 70,000. I mean, you think about $70,000 though for this mess. I mean, that's the conversion rate. And we're not talking about YouTube monies. This was given where you're not losing 30% in super chats. You're talking about, again, the majority of that money from one person out there. Other donors, you're talking 6 figures. I mean, drink that in. 6 figures. So I would put this out there to anybody. LMNOP, I'm wondering if she's getting the money. These people, I vehemently disagree with giving that kind of money to these people, but it's their money. They'll give it to whomever they want, right? If they gave 56 converted over again, US dollars, $70,000 plus other people have given money there, and that's not making it towards the person that it was stated for. Woo-wee. Now you may be saying too, 56, where'd that number come from? Well, all kinds of fireworks popped off today. We are gonna cover these. Oh, they are. This is magic. That total, by the way, like I said, I'm going to show you screenshots from the wonder that happened today. But 56,000, you see it, and they note over. By the way, over 56,000. They're not saying USD. Let's just make that clear. So, yeah, and like 56. Maybe that's a typo. No, definitely not a typo. And let's get into the. Let's get into something else there on it too. 1 second. Let me find there is a 1 minute. I'm trying to find the person telling us that it is real. Oh yeah, here we are. Check this out. There was questions about how much there was, right? Okay. And again, I'll put all of this in there. You can say, no. When they're questioning, no, he gave a lot. He gave a lot there. And they go further than just saying a lot. They say, and again, 56K, right? They say their own words. The 56K wasn't just for the barn. So that's a legit total. That is madness, you guys. That is freaking madness. That is a lot of freaking money there. If it is not going to the people that it's supposed to be going to, and if it's not meeting there, and again, here's the problem. And the guy that has brought this up repeatedly asked for something. He asked for public transparency. It sounds like what up?
What's up?
Today has been crazy, hasn't it?
A little, yeah.
A little.
My favorite part about today is tuning into the shit show and hearing them say, I don't want to see Megan and Tug doing a show on this. Oh, no. Well, suck it, losers.
I know they were crying about it. They were like, oh, we got to get along. This is it's chat drama. This ain't chat drama, man. Somebody drops 50,000. Well, again, conversion over. We may be talking $70,000.
Oh.
Somebody's dropping 70K.
That's felony level theft right there. And look, I've told David, I told him in the chat, I showed up in the chat and I said, hey there. I will help you get your money back. Do you want your money back? Contact me. Let's get your money back.
Yeah,
that's a felony right there.
And they banned you for
no, they banned me immediately.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. What's his name? The fat guy. I don't even know his name, by the way. He's always upset that he thinks I'm after him. I don't even know who he is. And that guy was all, oh my God, Megan Fox is in the chat. Get rid of her. Get rid of her. Quick. Ban her. Ban her. Like, what do they think I'm going to do exactly? Other than just saying, hey, donor, reach out to me if you want your money back. We'll try and get it back for you.
That told you the whole stream was funny because they're trying to walk this line where they're trying not to piss off the ecosystem. In fact, Fat Boy kept saying that. Okay, so the way this kicks off. All right, just to make it clear, it starts off on one stream. You have God, what's his freaking name? The storage guy, and
Backguano.
yeah, you have him, and you have Chubby, and they're streaming, and all of a sudden, it starts turning into this $56,000, $56,000, and the chat goes crazy over it. And by the way, it was really funny. They were like, "Man, I can't read all this chat. It's flying by." I was like, "Man, you've got 300 people here. It ain't flying by."
Chat is not flying with 300 people. No, it is not.
And I say that not to make fun of the number. I'm saying that to say they can very much see what the chat is saying.
They can I can keep up with 3,000 of you here when I pay attention to the chat. I can see all of your chats go by, just like you can. You're in the chat, you see it. Like there's no, I can't pay. If I'm not looking at it, I'm gonna miss it. But I can see you.
Then they go into they go into this. Well, we can have people talk it out. Oh, we don't want to do that, but it was too late. They said, "Hey, I would add the guy David. He goes by Only Me. Again, we have screenshots for all this wonderful exchange, but it was too late when they said that because Only Me was like, "Yeah, I'd join. Yeah, I'm totally on. I'll join." But they could not, for the life of them, figure out how to send this man a link. And maybe that was real. Maybe that, I kept thinking, I was like, you can't.
It felt like they didn't even try to send him a link. They're like, we'll call him. And then no one can figure out how to make an overseas call. Like it was the dumbest thing I ever saw in my whole life. And I wish we had a clip of it to show you how dumb it was. But they'll probably falsely strike you.
No. What we do is we should have a
Rumble exclusive.
Oh, yeah.
That is
Maybe
what we will do.
All that together.
That's a great idea.
Because all of that has definitely been archived.
It's really funny to watch them struggle to try and get a guy on the phone. And then once they finally have him on the phone, no one can hear him. And it was comical. It was almost like, is this on purpose? Am I being punked?
That's what I felt. I actually felt like it was, we really did try, wink, wink. That's how it felt to me, It
is how it felt. Like it was a big joke. And then when he finally did get him on and like he had to switch over to his channel, like he finally gets him on and you can't hear the guy at all because he has such a terrible connection. It could have been AI for all we know. It could have been fake.
No, they were very insistent that was the real. We have his address, we have his phone number and everything. So what I think they have is one really pissed off guy because he asked for transparency. He didn't ask to have messages behind the scenes because they were like, this is just chat drama. That isn't chat, man. Fucking 70 grand is not chat drama.
Yeah,
that's criminal. That's
felony level theft is what that is. If they were not honest about where it was going, he can go after them for grand theft, which the Flea's husband is very familiar with, by the way.
Indeed. He kept bringing up, felons, and they kept saying, there's no felons, there's none. And it's like, yeah, there are.
Yeah.
there are indeed. They very much are right there. But it was such a shit show. And then afterwards, they set everything to members only. They made sure that, or they privated it. It depended. I think one of them set to members only, and the other.
Should we tell them the bad news?
Should
we tell them the bad news about their members only stream?
It's
that? Already been recorded, dumbass.
Oh yeah. That's the yeah. Here's the thing too.
It was recorded live, dummies.
Everyone,
we've got it all.
I didn't just that. So in Stupa's chat, I actually saw something really funny. I saw Jeremy Hales pop in, and he was like, "Hey, I recorded all of that. Thanks. Yeah, this will be court evidence." And it is fascinating because someone who is claiming that they're indigent, they don't have access to any money whatsoever. We're finding out that way more money.
All kinds of money.
Yeah,
she's got all kinds of money. 56,000 in, maybe that's pounds.
Like I said, if that's pounds, we're talking 70K. There, and that's
crazy.
Again, that's one person though. Who knows how much money? And he said he didn't actually say 56. He actually said over. That's the thing.
Holy crow.
Yeah, the kicker in there was, check this out. This was the thing. It was so crazy the way that this was kicking off. I kept thinking that's just one. But he said, so when somebody or someone donates over 56,000 for a family. Over. Oh man,
That's
so
really,
crazy.
why would you do that? Why would someone do that, actually? I mean, think about how little respect you must have for your own money to do something like this, to give it away to internet strangers. I just don't get it.
Dude.
And listen, Dave, if you're out there and like you just got taken advantage of or whatever, and you want to talk about it, I'm here to, I sent my email in the chat. You are welcome to contact me. I'll help you try and get your money back. But it was weird when they finally got him on the phone to talk about why did this all happen, what happened, what went down. You couldn't understand a damn word because his connection was so bad. And then when he did talk, he didn't really have much to say about it.
Yeah, well, he sounded like he did have some stuff to say, but I kept, when we heard him speaking, it felt like there were interruptions, like it was hard to understand. I think he was saying more, like in certain parts. And, who knows? Who knows exactly? I would like to see a real interview there. Not something they talked about, oh, well, you know what we can do with this? We can have an interview and we're recorded. No, man, I want to see a live interview. I don't want this guy's words taken away. And the thing I think he's asking for is public transparency, which I think everyone's
That's what everybody
entitled
wants.
to. Yeah, he said, no, I don't want emails with this person. I don't want phone calls with that person. I don't want that there, and it's true. But I mean, he ended up with the entire ecosystem turning on him, and he has given a lot to those people, a lot. They turned on him so bad. They turned on each other. Oh my God, this is such a good one to know.
And yet they keep on saying ridiculous things like you and I are fighting. We are.
Oh.
It's always a surprise to me. I'm like, we are.
Yes, we're fighting today.
We're fighting, Doug. We're fighting.
I mean, meanwhile, they really were fighting. Let me see. I have some
I have some screenshots too of when I dropped into the chat, which is hilarious. I took some screenshots of that.
Oh, see, we're gonna have some fun.
I'll have to pull those up at some point because
I totaled up some too. Like I said, I've got a bunch of screenshots myself as well. I loved Dave, are you going to give that money back? Are you going to give back the money he gave you, Dave? And this actually is very dishonest. I will say I'm not taking it for stupid Dave because, stupid Dave, man. Ugh. But they weren't given money to work on projects. They were given super chats as super chats. So if it's a super chat, that is not something.
Yeah, that's not the same. Like, I hate to stick up for Dave here, but I will. If somebody gave him super chats in large amounts, big deal. Who cares? He wasn't raising money for a fundraiser. He wasn't raising money for the fence or whatever. If this donor gave to Fat Boy for whatever reason, well, that's his business and he has a right to have it. He doesn't need to give it back. But what they're missing is that they did a fundraiser and they said this money was going to certain things like a fence and the barn dominium and all this whatever. And it didn't happen, did it? And they won't show any transparency. That's not the same thing. It's just sending a $500 super chat to somebody because you like their show or you like them or whatever. It's not the same. He doesn't need to give his money back, but they do.
Yeah, they need to show what money went for, but they've been pretending this whole time that it was just a small amount of money. You notice how misleading, until this blew up publicly, they were allowing everyone to believe that it was maybe enough to pay for the fence. In fact, that was something they tried to go with in this at first. We already delivered the fence and HD. That ain't $50,000 freaking dollar. That ain't $70,000.
I'd be surprised if that fence cost $5,000.
Oh Lord, man,
that fence is cheap. It's cheap as hell. It was $50 a panel. Like, how many panels is that? Like, I think 5,000 is more than enough.
I also like how the people that tried to cancel Jeremy Hales, because he's an ist or phobe or whatever, the same chats are like, Indian givers. And, I'm like, wait a minute.
Oh
That's
my
not
God. Are they
exactly.
really saying that? Oh
They
my
are. It's
God.
right there on the screen.
Oh my God. I didn't even look. Sorry. I'm doing Legos. I'm
No, you're
building
good.
Legos right now.
You're
So
good. Yeah, it's right there
the
on the screen
weekend.
there.
It is the weekend. You're going to find me
Yeah.
doing Legos on the
Hey,
weekend.
it's all good. I'm I'm guilty of doing all kinds of crazy. I might go into Grok withdrawal because
I heard about that. Do you know that my Grok membership is free?
yeah,
So you
it's
can,
free, but it's limited. See, I can just sit there the whole stream. I can sit there for 3 hours and just kick out, kick out, kick out, kick out. Sooner or later, you will hit a limit.
Oh, you hit a limit? Okay.
Yeah. So that's what that's about. But
check out this screenshot. Check this out. Look at this.
let's see.
Look at this. Did you show this one already?
Oh no, I haven't even gotten into. Yeah, I got that one. Mm-hmm. Oh, I got a bunch for you.
Oh,
yeah, I loved
God.
that one. That was good.
Oh,
I really liked that one. Actually, I was going to show off some more of the turning on each other because we have Dave, and they'll come back for Dave. By the way,
We said it was going to happen.
Oh yeah, man. You can't. That's the thing. You can't step out of line in that group. Otherwise, then you saw. Should Robbie? So Robbie got thrown in there too. It's Dave. Get back that money. Robbie, get back that money.
Yeah, but was Robbie raising money for Lynette's
No.
crap? Is the
No.
question. I don't think he was. If somebody is just getting money on their channel because a donor is sending stuff, well, that's their money to do with whatever they want to do with it. This is why I don't do fundraisers.
Look at him turning on
super chats.
On Super, by the way. Oh, stupid man. He spent 30 minutes to an hour just crying in the street. It's so rough out here, guys. They're all coming up, dude. He loves piling on. He's like, I'm only covering this for you. I'm burnt out. I can't take it anymore. Dude,
well, then quit.
piles on.
Who the hell is asking you to keep doing this?
No, they think it's okay. They think that's bad. But look at, again, what Jeremy deals with on the regular. These people have tried to wreck his damn life. And they're like, I can't deal with making these videos anymore because I'm getting a little blowback. I mean, he also told the chat. He was talking shit to the chat too. He was like, you guys, it was funny. It was pretty good. They turning on the chat, turning on each other. Apparently, he's had drama with Ray. Holy shit! It's all amazing. Let's see. There was another there too. I helped you, Dave. I need the credit. Yeah, are you turning on me, Dave? I helped you, and that's fascinating as well. Here, if you see the discussion here, these are not phone numbers, by the way. They're telling them they spent over an hour saying that they were basically hyping. We're
trying to make a phone call. It was so dumb.
No, that was before the phone call. Like that was just, we're going to link him into the stream. And then they kept coming up with the, you have
it was a big nothing burger. It was a big nothing burger because you couldn't understand a word. My favorite part was when Dave thought everybody could hear the guy on the phone and nobody could hear it. And it was just
talking along.
You have to try hard to be this bad at streaming.
No, it was even better.
Hard.
He was like, I've gone live on my channel too. You look over at his channel and his channel.
He wasn't live. It was still upcoming. And he's like, I'm live on my channel right now. It's like, nope, no, you're not.
Yeah, you're not at all.
Nope. So still not live.
So they were doing like a two-party discussion. They had each one of them on the screen, and it switches over to just a storage dude. And all you can see is his seat. He's not there. And he's confused enough in this too. What was funny is you can see him. He's trying to lean over to see if it's live after I don't know how many minutes, and you can see his forehead sticking over in there.
You guys think that we're professional? You should check those streams out. They are so professional. It'll knock your block off. Oh God. So bad. You really do have to try hard though to be that bad at streaming. You do. There's although you know what I think sometimes? I think maybe we make it look easy. It's not easy to keep an audience interested. It's not easy to keep your flow going, live. This isn't scripted. You know,
No,
we're just
no.
talking to you, and we don't have anything to go by. We're not looking at we're not memorizing lines. And I think maybe, you know, when you do it for long enough and you get a good rhythm, maybe we make it look easier than it is.
Well, you know, another thing that's fascinating about, so they talked about the fence costs, because somebody just brought up the fence and was saying, you know, a friend of theirs had it. I'll hit this later too, but a friend of theirs, you know, they paid for a great fence. It was like $20K. So that fence right there, $1K at the most. Now you think about it, it's not even a fence. It's part of a fence. It's
right.
just
It's only one panel. It's only one side of the property.
yeah.
It isn't even through all sides. Like, it's just one. All right, chat. You don't have to bring up me killing the stream right at this very moment.
Our super professional here, my lord. Oh,
I do need to officially apologize for being a stream killer. I'm not the derailer anymore. I am now the stream killer.
Oh
That's my
my
new
God.
name. Hold on, let me change it. Stream killer. Yeah, I
I
like it.
I
That's
never
my
even thought
gangster
that would
name,
happen.
stream killer.
I
I never thought it would happen either. Why did I do that? Why did I hit that button? I don't know.
Because
If they're-
typically as a guest, you know, you forget, like for me and you on each other's channels, we could actually take the streams out. Like usually there's no way to do
forget
that.
that could
otherwise.
happen.
Yeah. Well, it was funny because I'm sitting here this whole time. I'm reading chats because it didn't even dawn on me something like that could have happened. So I'm reading, and
I know
Megan
you were
pops back
still
in.
reading, and I'm like,
Yeah.
dude, you're not live anymore.
Yeah, I was like, what now?
I'm so sorry. I need to do penance.
It was
I
so
don't know.
funny though.
I know,
I was
it
like,
was
well,
funny.
you know,
I
that'll be
felt
something.
really bad.
No, it wasn't anything. I mean, you know, again, I talked to. We had the next chat the next day with the I guess live stream last night.
I heard some of
Everybody thought
it, and it was
funny.
very funny.
It was. I had fun with it. What was funny, I thought, like, again, pointing to Megan's honesty on this, I gave her I was like, look, I'm not going to mention. I'm just going to say technical difficulty. You know, again, because I don't.
He did. He gave me an out. He was like, we can just say it was tech difficulties. I'm like, no, they already know it was me. They know. We can't lie. I can't lie. I'm just
tech difficulty is not. It's not, because it was pretty difficult when you hit that button. I couldn't go back live.
I mean, technical difficulty would be an accurate description.
Yes. I was just going to go with it. Like I said, I goof off with my friends, but I don't throw them under the bus, you know. So,
he gave me an out, and I was like, no, they already know. They know something went wrong. They know it was me. I have to tell them.
Oh, it was funny, but that shows you, like, Megan's honesty on it too. She's like, I just got to tell them. I was like, all right, you know, that's totally up to you. I was giving you an out just in case.
I think I want to spell stream killer with an H. Hold on, I'm gonna change this. I want it stream killer.
Yeah, that's how I do. Like when I spell KILL.
AH.
Yes.
There. Now it's right. Stream killer.
There you go.
Yeah, that's gonna be my rap name from now on.
Mm-hmm. That's funny though. I was like, hey, what? What happened?
Oh, that was so embarrassing. It was embarrassing, if you will.
Oh yeah, it really was. Oh, and there was another thing that came up in this too. During all of that, they had the audacity to ask this guy while it's happening to give more money. No shit. So Marla, look at this. Marla Hughes. So check this out. They tag it in. So look, it is to him. No joke. You see it right there. We're setting up a process to donate to fund another lawyer. Yeah, look at that. They've admitted now. So this is real fascinating too, because the federal case, and I'm glad they noted this stuff, because I'm glad that I've got these screenshots, because they have admitted that whole she can't get another lawyer, she's stuck in with Bruce, that's not true. They've had quite a bit of money. They've had enough to fund another lawyer if they want. And they want this guy, though. They're like, yo, dude, you know, we're setting up a process to donate to fund another lawyer and pay defense
Where's like before he finds out where his 56 grand went? They want him to give more?
In the middle of it.
Unfreaking believable.
Yeah, they try to bilk him for more money.
Did she get blocked from the chat or something?
Oh, no, Marla got timed out in Stupid Dave's stream. It's like, because of your stream negativity.
And I know I love the people in the chat who are like, keep it positive. The ship is burning, it's on fire, and it's sinking, but keep it positive.
I loved it. If you look back through there were people like, oh my God, Tug and Megan, they're going to make a stream. Stop, Dave. Stop. I was like,
Oh, they flipped out when I showed up in chat. They flipped the fuck out, and it was so funny. Dave's face, he went white as a sheet. He looked so freaking scared. And all I did was go in there to say, hey, only me. If you want to talk about this, I'll help you. You want to contact me, I'll help you try and get your money back because this is theft. And they all went crazy, and they were like, I don't know how you sleep at night. Well, if you want to know, I sleep very well on down pillows. I have no problem sleeping whatsoever.
Because you never built anybody out of $50,000.
Because I never stole $56,000 from anybody is right. And no, you won't find any mug shots of me. They don't exist. I've never been arrested. So anybody putting up mug shots that they say are me is not true. It's whatever they've done to manipulate a picture. I saw them trying to do that on Facebook. They were trying to, they found some photo, and I'll admit, she looks a little bit like me. It was kind of weird. I did a double take. I was like, what? Who is that?
They made a fake of you for a minute or something.
Yeah, I thought it was a deep fake, but I actually think it's just somebody who has similar shaped eyes as me. But yeah, they're trying to pass it off as a mugshot. Look, if I had ever been arrested, I would tell you people, because I'm sure it would have been an experience that I could talk about.
Right.
Because I was almost arrested once I was protesting something. So that would have been a fun story. And I was ready to go to jail. So it was fine if that was going to be what happened.
Well, I mean, if we're going to do this, I'll come clean. I was in a lineup once. You want to see it? Would you like to see it?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You were in a lineup?
Yeah. Right here. It is. Check us out, man. It was rough, man. Yeah, they got me. Oh no.
Oh damn, that was good. That was good. That was so good.
You know what's funny is that's been sitting there forever. I can't remember who it was, but somebody was like, "Oh, we got him. He's been arrested." I was like, "Oh yeah, no, I don't think it's ever happened." So made that up for it. I was like, "There you go. Yeah, there's the line.
There's one. Yeah." I can guarantee you also that if I ever do get arrested, I will have the biggest smile on my face in the mugshot you've ever seen. So if it's not a smiling me, it's definitely not true. Because I've learned, you got to learn how to take the mugshot. You just give it a nice big grin, and eventually people will just think it was a random picture.
Yeah, look indigent. That's what I'm gonna go with. That's what I'm gonna go with. That'd be like, yeah, that was back in the day when I was indigent. I have a question. I would like to direct this to Stupid Dave, by the way, because he did say something about you, and I actually would like to ask him a question. I hope this gets back to him too. So he was mentioning a certain somebody he wanted to do an interview with, these two bully for hires that have been brought in, and he was like, well, Megan didn't want him to do it, and he was saying all these things about
it had nothing to do with him, by the way.
Yeah,
that had nothing to do with who he was going on with, and Dave wants to take all the credit and be like, she didn't want him talking to me.
But on that, I kept thinking, so you're okay with pulling this guy on that has admitted to, I'm going to say the way that comes up, taking advantage of two very vulnerable people, not disclosing it while he's doing interviews.
Oh, and I've confirmed that he tried to do it with a third.
See, that's so messed up.
I have a third, and she's the one whose case he ended in a mistrial because of the actions that he took. And so she lost her children. That's number 3.
So they're all okay with those, but not the people who hurt the widow feels a little bit because they make fun of them. Well, you don't so much, ma'am. For me though, like I said, these assholes, they all wanted to be personal about things. They wanted, okay, I'm right. You know, they want to be personal. Cool. I watched your chat. It was very awful having to watch that chat, by the way. I really was like, are you kidding me? The Dave one was a little funny just because he had a meltdown, and that was fast. Him turning on the chat and trying to, please.
Oh, I missed that part. I was at dinner.
Oh,
I'll
man,
have
he
to
was
watch
like,
the replay, which we have.
he kept calling these people his family. Like, I'm talking about the streamers and shit. Oh, the family. The family. I'd never turn on the family because he doesn't want to be
Who's the
excommunicated.
family?
He's talking about like 2Ls and Ray.
Oh,
and all
Hal,
these
he
other-
needs to listen,
need better-
stupid Dave. Your internet friends are not your family. And
No.
if you treat them that way, you're going to be sorely mistaken. You're going to get taken for a fool. Please stop doing that. Don't treat internet friends like family.
I think he was just begging because he's going to be excommunicated because apparently he said something about Ray, and you know, all these people were turning on him. They were turning on him about the.
What did he say about
the
Ray?
money. Apparently, Ray said that him not saying something about this stuff was him egging it on. You know, so silence. You got to either denounce or else. And he apparently said something about that. And in saying
But
that, you know what?
wasn't Ray the one who was like, I'm not going to talk about this anymore because it causes problems, and you know, the donor can do whatever the donor wants to do. Didn't he say he wasn't even going to talk about it anymore?
on there today. I mean, all of this shit. So you have another stream going on as well, and you have 2Ls on there doing their fucking damage control, being like, you know, oh no, this is actually to 99 people apparently, you know. Okay, let's look at some screenshots though. We need these. We need these in here. I did love this though. Like I said on here, they were asking this man who was like, I've been bilked out of quite a bit of money. You know, when you're approaching that if we go with the 56, okay. But like I said, the conversion on that, if we're talking about his homebrewed money, we're talking about over 70K. When you're approaching 6-figure realms, that again is not chat drama. They said that over and over and over. This is just chat. No, man, that is criminal as fuck. And it goes with, we told these people right from go, anybody, and this is the thing that kills me. Again, if some of you listening do not like Germany, you should still hear this. There should be outward public transparency about this entire process.
There will be when the IRS gets a hold of it.
Well, there, you know, and when it's gotten to this part, remember, this has been going on for months now. They have been after this guy for months. They still didn't show public transparency. Now they're going to make claims about this or that or the other. I'm sure tonight there will probably be some kind of damage control, but still.
Oh, can you imagine the screaming that's going to happen tonight? There's going to be nothing but screaming and coughing and crying. I bet there will be crying. How much you want to bet there will be more alligator tears? There's going to be so much crying.
Hey, be careful. That one guy, what's his face? Robbie might try to wrangle her.
He might try to wrangle her and sell her skin. I hear that's what he does.
Oh no, be careful there. That
Watch
took
out,
it to
Lisa.
a whole another level. This is crazy. They did turn on you, Lisa, by the way. They turned on you. Let's look at some of this. Oh, this is just
So
amazing.
nuts.
So I went
This whole
in
thing is
and
so
I put them in a specific order. The way that I did this, it is not in the discussion order. Like, hey, this dropped A, B, C, D. What I did is I grouped them because I wanted to show you only me here is talking about their money. Like, hey, where's my money? And then you have all kinds of other stuff going on too. So our first like kickoffs are things like, again, I showed you before, and you know, it's amazing because these other folks in the chats are like, I can't believe you're banging on other channels instead of supporting, you know. I went to yours through the 2 Hales. I can't believe you. I love it. I was like, are you kidding me? You know, if I scammed 70K out of people, yeah, my permission to. The community's
so
broke, man. It's broken. Look,
the community's broken.
Yeah,
what kind of community did you have there? It was all built on lies and slander.
He said, right here. No more donations going to the Prestons because of 2 Lees. So
Yeah.
they get nothing else, by the way. So that's another thing you should pass on. Maybe Element OP and John Cook should understand this. Because of the lack of transparency in attacking this man, they cut off a major donor, a guy that was backing everything. And man, if this guy goes back, I've seen him give money like with 2 L's and stuff, and they still turn on you, buddy. You can't buy them respecting you. That's the difference. You know, these people may pretend to respect you, but they don't. They treat you like garbage, you know? And again, I disagree. I vehemently disagree with the way that I guess you see this, you know, if you're backing these people. But again, you don't deserve to be treated like garbage by them after all of that and asking for receipts. So when he goes out and says, I'm not giving any more money. Yeah, I think LMNOP and John Cook, they need to understand that straight up. 2 L's cut off your biggest funder you will ever see. That's wild there.
Well, that's what happens when you choose, fake PR to do your PR work. It doesn't go well. And as soon as I went in the chat and I said, David, I'd like to help you get your money back, a bunch of people were like, oh, she's trying to grift on David. She wants David's money. Listen, I'll tell you right now, I don't give a crap about David's money. I actually want to help this man get his money back. I don't want his money. I think he should get his $56,000 back. Because they have not been transparent.
Or maybe 70, like I said, if it's a conversion over.
Oh God. I mean, it just sounds awful, whatever the heck happened here. And it needs to be discovered. We need to throw some sunlight on whatever happened here. Like, where did it go? If he really sent that much money, I'm sorry, there's no way that is what has been spent. And she's making excuses about, the barn dominium is going to take a lot longer. Okay, well, then you must have an accounting of where the cash is. Where's the money?
Yes. What is remaining? Show it. Proof it. I mean, you should have
done it a long time ago when he asked. How many months ago did he ask? I feel like it's been a while.
Well, they refuse. They have refused public transparency on money. And then you find out, like, dumping it into private bank accounts, like their own. And on top of that, which is even more messed up. I mean, think about access. Who has access to that?
Well, I would imagine that Lisa and her husband have access to their bank account.
And when he said, they flipped out because he talked about criminals. He was like, he don't want that, especially, criminals having access to his money. You talked about background.
Yeah, here, this one. Right here. Look forward to seeing how my $56,000 and all the donations from everyone else was spent. We have a right to know, especially because of the criminal background. Yeah.
And they kept playing, though, she doesn't have a criminal background. Nothing. But somebody else did. And if it's dumped into their private bank account.
Actually, I would argue that, because I think that her serial squatting, it is absolutely criminal behavior.
Well,
it's against the law.
It definitely brings up questions about where my money goes.
Yeah.
It's
against the law to not pay your rent. Just because our judicial system is overwhelmed and they don't, come after it criminally doesn't mean it's not against the law. You're
not talking about a 1 or a 3.
No,
you know
8
what I mean?
times.
I mean, that's a little, because people can have
much.
problems. Anybody can have a problem. I mean,
yes.
But, and again, that's not even really getting into that. The reason all of that stuff, really became relevant is because you got people talking about big money. The public lie, what really amazes me, again, until today, the amount of money. I had no idea of the amounts of money we were talking about. I thought they had raised, 15,
well, I think
we
were thinking about like around the rumor had been 30 grand. And I thought that was high. I was like, I don't know. 30, that's a lot. That seems like a lot.
20, 15, maybe, that might be the reality. I wasn't thinking 56 again. to 70 from one person.
Crazy.
Yeah, and he said more than. So just to make that clear too.
That's crazy.
Let's have some more on that too. That was the one you noted.
Oh, here, wait. We have
Like
to
that
put
one
yours.
here. Yeah, I want to look around it too. You
There
know.
you go.
And they keep telling him, you know, oh, you don't have the guts to talk to him. No, they didn't want to talk to him at first. They didn't want to. They didn't have that. And again, we're talking about a guy. One thing, he's not a live streamer. This guy definitely is not a live streamer. He's just a guy that dropped some money on something because even like I said, if I feel that he is misguided, he still thought he was doing some good. And hey, props to him if he wanted to do that. You know, it's his money. Again, he wants to take it outside and bury it in the yard or whatever. It's his money. You know, make a little boat out of it, float it down the river. Hey, cool. Do your thing, man. It's just amazing. Let's see. Let's get some more in here too. He also later on, you know, you notice too, the 50 memberships. That's him. That is definitely him. They're also reading.
He gave 50 memberships to this stream.
Oh yeah, and more. He gives a bunch to. He gives much to the storage thing. He is. He's a big backer.
Oh Lord.
And he's given to the people. What's amazing to me is he's given to the people in the chat, and they're still treating him like absolute shit because the memberships are in the chat. That's one of the features I love in YouTube is this ability that you can support the channel and you can give to people so they can enjoy it. But he's just attacked for it. He noted, though, and you can see him reading it here, so much truth is spoken tonight. 56,000, yet no one wants to question it. And that's true. He's calling them out, too. He's saying, look, you guys, you won't really get into it either. And they're cowards. They're 100% cowards.
Yeah, he's in the chat asking you about his money. And what does Guano do? Back Guano says, oh, David, I got to ask you a question. Speaking to him in the chat, I got to ask you a question. I got these new sheets for my bed. Do you think I should wash them before I put them on? That was what his response to this man saying I lost $56,000. Guano's response was, what should I do with these new sheets I got? Completely avoiding the issue, completely avoiding the real problem, which is somebody you know who has supported your channel got scammed out of a ton of money and you could care less.
Well, and they try to spin it, you know, all these people try to spin this as him buying division. No, maybe he's making sure that his voice is heard. You know, he's found people that would at least, he's made himself where they can't ignore him. You know, they're not going to ban him out of the channel when he's doing that. They're absolutely not going to ban him. So at least he has a voice there. I mean, if he didn't have that flex, what these fucking weirdos, this ecosystem over here would have done is they would have silenced him through bans.
Yeah.
100%.
Just like they silenced me the second I said I'd help the guy.
Look at him.
Why would they do that?
Look at him. He's all over and over. He's like 56,000, 56,000, 56,000.
Yeah, and they're totally ignoring him, by the way. They're not like doing anything to address his questions.
No, again, they're treating it as, and they use this term as chat drama. Not their problem. It is your problem. I mean, it is. You know, he's also, you know, he's like, let me say this again, 56,000, not including all the super chats, yet still not enough for the barn conversion?
Yeah, it's a good question.
It is. It's legitimate, I think, you know? I mean, and
yeah,
again,
why is that not enough for the, yeah, it's crazy. Should have been enough to, and with them saying that like, oh, well, it takes a long time. No, it doesn't. It's Florida. It's warm. You can build all year long there. They should already be there working on it. If they have that kind of money, they should be working on it. And then they can show people you know, what's happening so that people understand that there's work being done.
I thought I thought you were dealing with, again, I thought there's some problems with money anyway, but I thought we were dealing with a lesser amount of money. So when you're dealing with a much larger amount of money,
where did it go?
There is no excuse. You know, what's going on with it? You know? Maybe they're hoping
Where
it'll
did it
die out.
go?
And all these people, look, oh, have them hash it out. Talk on the channel. He doesn't want that.
He doesn't want to talk to them. Why should he have to talk to them? Why can't they just release the information publicly? He wants it public. He's given the most money. So why shouldn't he get what he is asked for, which is a public accounting of where it went? That
Well,
is
it's not
not
just him.
too much to ask.
It's not just him asking for it either. There are multiple people that have asked for accounting. But you know, a lot of people, they keep their mouths shut because they know these people will turn on them. They will. They will absolutely turn on them.
Shara asked for an accounting of her money. Look what happened there.
Yeah, for real.
You know?
Oh, they just tried to burn her down live, and oh,
Yep.
what
Yeah,
insanity!
it's terrible. It's terrible. And he hasn't done anything wrong by asking for an accounting, a public accounting of where his money went.
He has the ability to bring it up, though. Even, we were talking about, well, he lives blah, 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 maybe that'll cause problem. Yeah, we're talking about a substantial amount of money now. We're not talking about like a little bit of change. We're talking about a significant chunk of change. There would be people that would definitely get interested in that.
Yep.
Let's see. Marla, like all of them, they like, talk to easy yourself. Well, he asked for that at first. He wanted, when this first kicked off, he actually wanted that. And they would not make the time. There were excuses for it. And you notice, here's the kicker, too. People were like, it's not around the phone, not available.
I wasn't home. Oh, well, you have a cell phone, right? You could just get on a call.
Not just that, there was all that time afterward. Like, again, they weaponized that night. They weaponized a live stream to go after this dude. Instead of being like, yo, here's the accounting for it. There may be confusion on that. Here you go, man. What's wild to me, too. I've had, there are different ways to handle things. Like I said, I've had people with, chatters, you're allowed to have your opinions on anything, too. But I've had people talk about, like, this subject, for example. Oh, man, I cover something, and I'll talk to him. But I want to respect you in that, too. The disrespect is the worst thing of all here. Treating this guy like absolute shit, like he's the enemy. When, again, that's what your money buys you. They're like, it doesn't buy you control. That's not what he asked for. He asked for accounting. Ugh.
Yeah, they keep trying to say that he's asking for different things than he actually is. Like, he's never said he wanted control over anybody's channel or show or anything else. He just wants to know where the money went.
I do not blame him at all.
Yeah, me either.
Like he's pointing it out too. She wants more money. She wants more money. After all of that, she wants more money. And if you're looking,
and she's always going to want more money. We've looked at her history. We have her history from Northport and before. And this is how she lives, begging people for money. And she always wants more. Always.
Well, and this is the fascinating thing, too. They're admitting, okay, well, the barn was already up before only me. Okay, all right. Well, it was already raised before only me. So that money, there wasn't a penny that needed to go for that. It was, quote unquote, making the inside habitable. So you already have the structure. You just need to put it together, and you couldn't start that at all. And it's been interesting to see how the narrative around this has changed. At first, it was the way I took all the discussion. We already spent that money because look at the fence and look at HD Christmas. Now we need more money.
Yeah, so she's saying you've seen the fence, you've seen HD Christmas. Yeah, I saw a bunch of people donate to Amazon for the Christmas thing.
Yeah.
I don't think that required his $56,000. So none of his money should have been spent on Christmas. And you bought some cheap decorations, like some cheap lights and like an inflatable snowman. That's not $56,000, ma'am.
Well, then they're also the same thing with the fence. I saw a lot of people give money for that fence.
Right. A ton of people gave money for that fence. It wasn't just the donor. So where did it all go? And why did she need more? Did Bruce get it?
I wonder, like,
did
about
Chips get it?
I don't know. Like, it is fascinating. Like, who else is getting a little strip off of that just slice of the old onion? Wow. slice it off.
Did the
I
fake
do.
journalist get it? Like,
Mm.
is that the money they sent to his little 10K fundraiser? Did they send some
Well,
of? I mean,
there are a lot of people that don't have money giving money to things. You know, like I do
Mhm.
find that fascinating. People that have told you that they do not have anything whatsoever, but yet they have money to give to a lot of stuff. I mean, whose money is that? If it's not theirs, if they don't have money to give, whose money is that? It's so wild.
I also saw something
Oh
interesting
man, there's
today.
4,000 people here almost, man. Wow, dude. That's
That's
crazy.
awesome. Make sure you
I
hit
would-
that like button and subscribe. And
And
if
let
you
me
have
say,
a little
too,
extra, send some breadstick money for Tug.
and I appreciate it too. I've had a wild month, as everybody knows, not rehashing all of that. And I had to miss days, you know, with all the health and everything. And I may have to miss some days later on. And you know what? People still show up all the time and they keep it rolling. And I love it, you know. It's awesome. It's overwhelming. So I do appreciate that for sure. People are like, yeah, let's do this. Let's have some fun times, baby. Let's have some fun times.
It's always a good time. I was not planning on being here tonight, but when I saw all that pop off, I was like, oh,
You couldn't
hell
stop it.
yeah.
Yeah,
Hell
I
yeah.
knew it.
Oh,
Let's-
especially
let
when
me-
I heard Stupid Dave say, we don't want, the last thing I want to see is Megan and Tug doing a show about this. I was like, oh, that's the last thing you want to see? Because it's going to be the first thing you see tonight.
You know, on top of the question about wanting more money too, he actually mentions this as well, and you can see him saying this too. He's like, so if someone sends 56K and they keep asking for money, then what?
Mm-hmm.
That's a very good question, and they avoid this question. They avoid it. You know, hey, we got this project. Well, that's the problem. You know what? Like, not to be an asshole about this, but you know, the people that are putting money toward it, that's your problem too. Your problem was that you didn't ask for, again, we came out when this all started way back when with other stuff. It was, there is no stated goal. There is never an end amount. How much money do you need?
Right.
More. It's always more.
It's always
So-
more and more and more. They never tell you what is the fundraising goal. We're trying to get 5,000 for the fence or 50,000 for the barn. They don't tell you. And that's how it's always more. Or remember the memorial grift? Oh my God. Is there even a memorial there anymore?
No, not that I know of, unless
They
something.
grifted on that hard for days. Oh, Jeremy's so bad. He took down the memorial, which they had no evidence that any of that ever happened.
And they said
like, where
one
is
donor
it?
pulled out. What was it? $4,000. They had $56,000, man. They couldn't like make good on that one.
And when you know that one of them is such a bad drug addict that he couldn't even wait his, probation period so that he could get his grand theft, erased from his record, that he actually had to use while he was still on probation and then got tested. Those are not the kind of people you want to be sending 56 grand to. Just saying.
It bothers me that, again, there's no transparency whatsoever. I mean, nothing. And we're talking about just the minimal amount you would expect before you start giving money to something, especially like this. If somebody's, if you're being told that 56K or 70K, whatever that number actually is, you're being told that does not meet it, then there should be. If somebody forgets to say, oh yeah, I got $500 for something. It's going to cost like 6 or 8 or whatever. Okay, I could see that being an oversight. But when you're talking about real money, life-changing, we're talking about salaries, life-changing amounts of money for many
that's
people
more
out
money
there.
than some people make in a year. Think about that.
Being real out in the middle of Podunk out here, that's a professional salary out in these places. It is. Like, it very much is.
That's the median income for most of Americans.
Mhm.
Like, think about that. That's the median yearly income for most people, $56,000, right around there. That's a lot of money, and they think they can handle sums of money like that and not report it to the IRS and not Like, and she's claiming she's
She
indigent.
cannot claim, because you know what? If she has access to that kind of money, then she could pay for a lawyer. That's the other thing that pisses me off in this whole thing.
Exactly.
That whole thing, the reason they did not get added, this is my opinion on this, is that the judge, he bought into the fact that she's elderly and she's indigent. There is nothing there. She doesn't have money. So Bruce, she won't be able to replace him. And yet we have them talking about they're going to fundraise another lawyer.
I can't imagine another lawyer would want to take this shit show on.
Lawyers, you'll find a lawyer that'll take your money.
I know, because you'll find one
definitely
for some rock.
Yep, always. But
there's always a slimier lawyer somewhere.
Yep. That's the joy of lawyers, right?
That's why that's why the jokes exist.
This is where it gets fun too. Like I loved this one. I like seeing Marla Hughes and freaking Only Me, like butthead. So there's a two-parter on this. You see her being like, "Why are we accepting Only Me donated $56K? Where's the receipts?" And you can see like he hasn't noticed it yet, but he does after a minute. He's like, "Hey Marla, why don't you ask your boss?"
Oh boy!
And guess what? It does. She actually falls into the jet.
Who's the boss? Is it Bruce?
2 L's. I think he's talking about 2 L's is what I think he's talking about.
Oh, well, I would have thought it was Bruce.
I love it. I love it.
I told you this was going to happen. We all said that they were going to start turning on each other and it was going to be glorious. And here we are.
Look, people are noting this too. 56,000 is life changing. It's a lot of money,
Yeah.
There are other people, It's fascinating to see like the division in that. And there might be a couple of color changes on these. I got a few of these sent. I had them sent by many people. Let me give Max Lab some love too. There were a bunch of people that were watching. I wonder how many are there right there? 282. I wonder how many of them were just there to screenshot the chaos. I was for sure.
I was there for a little bit, but I couldn't take it for very long because I don't know how anybody sits through those streams. I mean, they talk about nothing. They never get to a point. It is just hard to watch.
We'll derail and goof off and stuff, but there's always a point to it. Like that. God, they played the hype game for an hour about sending.
And then they couldn't even get it right.
They
still didn't get the audio right. We still didn't hear from David, really. I don't know what the hell he said. He did sound a little off, or maybe it was just the bad connection. I mean, who knows?
He's like, "Hey, answer the question. It's not rocket science. Only Me donated $56K for the Prestons. Yet she says she needs more money." That's a good one. Answer this straight up. It's a straight up question. They also keep going after this Stardust. And I thought this was interesting. The reason they're going after Stardust is because Stardust is somebody that agrees with David. Hey, you know what? This is a problem, which we'll see in a minute too. Oh my God. Like I said, it's very good. So let me see. I was on that one. I'm finding my place. Dude, like I said, there's a bunch of.
I know there's so much.
Yeah, 2 L's pop in, And again, we have the Dave attacks. Like I said, they all start. What fascinated me, instead of providing, she was like, I got the receipts. And instead of providing any receipts, she starts going after these losers. And again, going after stupid Dave and stuff. That was funny. I enjoyed it because he's turning ashen pale. He looks very uncomfortable.
Oh yeah, he turned ashen for sure. It was very funny.
I thought he was gonna freaking.
He looked like he was gonna puke or soil himself or something. I don't know.
Oh, it was so funny.
It was funny.
I was just like, man, I would have, I wouldn't let somebody like treat me like shit like that, but he will because he's bound to these people, with the whole,
Yep.
they're also, I said the Robbie thing, but there was also what did you spend your money on? Well, are you saying that you spent the money?
Well, isn't it funny? Didn't we just hear they all got new computers and phones, and somebody might have gotten a car? Huh.
I have no idea about the car. I kept saying something about
Well,
a
I keep
car.
hearing. I just keep. These are the things that I'm hearing. I don't know, but I hear that they're getting a bunch of new stuff. So it's like, oh, really? Huh? Where's all the new stuff coming from? Where are you paying for all this from?
Yeah, I've noticed quite
Interesting.
a bit of new things. And again, like if the ecosystem wants to disagree, hate me, that's okay. The one thing they need to be saying, though, again, is LMNOP getting her money? And is it going where it's supposed to go? If these people are divvying up money and doing what God knows what with it, that's not what you gave money for.
Nope.
You can give it for electric scooters and other bullshit. You gave it because you let's be honest. You were probably you probably bought into I'm helping a little one out. That's probably what you bought into.
Mm-hmm.
I figure.
Because the kid was the ultimate shield for this stuff. The ultimate grift is the kid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It has been, unfortunately.
And they have no problem using her picture. They'll scream all day long about anybody who shows the picture that they're using. But somehow it's different when they do it. I don't use pictures of kids. I don't, but I don't think it's different if they do it versus anybody else.
No, it's not. I mean, it is a problem, or it is. And now for me, like I said, I try to avoid it.
For me, it's a problem. Yeah, I agree.
Now I can't. There are certain times, like there's a video, like that fish and wildlife one, of course. But there was a video where that fundraiser thing popped up in the background, had her face on it. I went through after the live stream and I made sure to blur that. Don't have to, but I did because I just don't want that. That's my own line too. I'm not taking any shots at anybody in that. I'm just saying that's my line. I do not think that.
Yeah, I don't think kids ought to be brought into it, and I don't think their pictures should be splashed around on the internet.
But people shouldn't be, like throwing them on their lives too, and using that as a.
God, she left that picture of her up for like an hour while they were doing lives. It was like, and then how dare you then say people can't screenshot it and show it anywhere else? You can. You put it in public. You did that.
I liked it too. I really did like this one. Again, I'm going in these in order, the way I set them up. But I thought that was, oh, I helped you, Dave. I helped you, Dave. Why I need the credit? Why are you turning on me, Dave? She's gonna fuck you up, Dave.
Oh, probably.
That's what he's worried about because they know what they're dealing with these people. These people are nasty people, and they're again, they've aimed their nastiness and vitriol. I'm like, fuck it. But people like Dave's weak. He's very weak. He can't take this. Dave, you wait until again, Dave, you provided quite a bit of evidence today. You guys in all of this, congratulations, by the way. The one thing that you definitely accomplished here is you accomplished proving that LMNOP has access to a lot of money. So
yep. Sure did.
Good times there. And it definitely did get picked up. Jeremy, like I said, it was funny. Right when that stream ended, I was like, is that why he ended the way he did? And then privated it out because Jeremy, you saw What the Hales came in and said something again. I'm paraphrasing, but he was like, yeah, I got that recorded and everything. Thanks, for the evidence. And then boom, we are offline and we are privated.
That tracks.
I loved it.
When are they going to learn, by the way, that Jeremy is recording everything? When is that? When do they learn that lesson? No. It's bizarre to me that they just don't learn.
They will never
it's
learn.
he's recording everything you say, everything you do. So you can't just like do something publicly and then private it and think it's gonna
He
go
knows
into
when
the
you are
nether.
streaming. He knows when you are live.
He knows
Until
when
Santa
you've
knows.
been bad or good. Yep. He
And the
knows.
stream, you
He
better
knows.
not hide. Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's right.
You better watch out.
Oh, man. You better not scam 56K.
Better not. Oh my God.
This is that.
How is this real? How is this real?
So the person they were going after, Stardust, the reason they were going after Stardust, 100%, this is another person that was asking for proof. Just show proof that the barn is being worked on. Just show with proof, you know? That's a lot of money. And it's almost March. Where's the progress? You know? Because they told them, hey, we're going right on this. Okay, well, it's almost March. What's going on? And I do want to know where. So if the memorial and stuff, for example, if they had one donor back, what happened to the rest of the money? They're just like, it's not happening anymore. I also like, this got really fascinating. So I watched in the donations where they were talking about taking money for something and people start super chatting for it. Later on, later on down the road, they were saying, well, if you super chat to it, you need to make sure that you note that's what it's for. Okay, well, when you're doing donation streams, you're talking about, we're going to get for a fence, we're going to take donations and stuff, and people start donating to that. That's what they're donating to.
That's what they're donating for.
Yeah.
And you're supposed to know it and write it down. Oh, actually, you're not supposed to use super chats. You're not supposed to use them for fundraisers.
No.
YouTube, that's a big no-no on YouTube. Yeah. That is against their terms of service. If you want to do a fundraiser, there is a button when you set up a live stream in order to set up a fundraiser. Now, I've never done it because I would not do that through YouTube. I would do fundraisers through another, Give, Send, Go or GoFundMe or whatever. Because it's just easier, in my opinion, than trying to do it this way. But that doesn't mean that you can just use super chats for fundraising. You can't. So them even saying, oh, well, we wrote it down. No, that's not good enough. That is not good enough.
No. I'm looking at some of the other some of the other stuff. Oh my God, there's like a whole grouping. Oh my Lord, there's more. Oh, there's some more stuff that I didn't have from Stupid Dave's. Yeah. I might need to go and grab those, right after that.
It's funny.
Oh, it's so good. All right, so we have this person again asking for, hey, what's up? Like, what's up with that money? And you see how all of this stuff is met, and only means like, what the what now? Because again, people like you, Marla, are jumping all over him. Oh, he's using money to divide. What the fuck? He's using money to divide you. He gave to what you asked for money for. You just solicited him for more money, asking him if he would pay for a lawyer.
Man, those are some balls on her.
God, it's such nastiness. I mean, again, goes from when he's not going to give that money anymore, when he's dried up, got to turn on him big time. And then they're in there like, oh, the barn's in production. Oh, yeah. It'll be done just like everything else I've done, period. Oh, see ya. I'm out of here. That's the receipt, I suppose, You also have these people, they're turning on Storage Boy, and they're turning on freaking Chubbs because they're like, you flipped on Ray. Yeah, oh, Ray. You mean Ray that flips on people like it's like
flips on everybody?
He was like, please help me build up my channel. DUI guy, Maggie. Somebody said me. I never helped his channel out. Didn't know who he was.
I did. I was on the stream with Larry when Larry was hyping it up, and I encouraged my followers to do the same because, I don't know. I didn't know the guy, but, I'll never do that again. So you can thank any of you out there with small channels who are looking for me to, help you out. You can thank Ray Bone Crusher for me never doing that ever again. So you go tell Ray that because of him, I will probably never help. Say thanks to Ray if I don't help you.
This is funny, actually, because that statement at the top, or I'm sorry, from the Kathy here, saying, Dave, Ray loves you. You're bashing him because of that one man. Oh, you mean the guy that Ray said he shouldn't be giving his money back when they talked about? I didn't realize, again, they were talking about this kind of money. They led us to believe it was thousands of dollars, like around 4 to 7K, somewhere in there. He had paid for the fence. So I thought it was like, again, $4,000 to $7,000 somewhere in that. And he was like, no, don't give it back. Now we're talking about, whoa, all of that money. Yeah. Again, why would you let these people fucking like lord over your money?
Oh God. I don't know why you would give them. I wouldn't give them 2 cents.
Look at that. He's like, answer. He's telling them straight up, answer the 56K.
Yeah, and they're just ignoring it completely. It was embarrassing.
She is straight up right there.
Mm-hmm.
Like through the whole time. And he's like, I want answers. And again, the money thing. Let me go screenshot something else. I think
it was embarrassing. It was super embarrassing that they were just ignoring this guy. Like just ugh.
So there's some more funny, but I've got to go pull it out of I've got to go pull it off of Twitter. Somebody sent me. I've got unfortunately with Twitter does not give you the screenshots. you have to go in and you have to screenshot them yourself. When you try to save them, it tries to save them as a web file half the time, or it saves them as like large, a JPEG large, which is not a
it's
file.
Annoying.
Yeah, so I'm making screenshots real quick on this. Oh, I am entertained though. That's the only reason. Like for me, I was not going to live stream today. I was going to take a day off and sit around after a wild week. I thought, man, take a little break time. Nope, couldn't have that. I mean, when this broke off, I mean, the ecosystem turning on itself is wild to watch. And you knew it would happen for sure. But seeing it happen, like just watching it live, because it's not just, they're not turning on one another and doing backroom drama. They're turning on each other like a bunch of petulant children, like knifing each other. And, that might make you think about the Jeremy Hale situation too, because anybody that's like, hey, some of these people, Jeremy did blah, blah, according to them. It's like, well, wait a minute. They can't help but cut each other's throats in public. Maybe that's the kind of people they are.
Yeah, maybe.
God, there's a bunch of these though. There's the craziness that was going on Stupid Dave's channel. That's what I'm going with. I think it's funny that BOMBSHELL banned or like maybe not banned, but timed,
Timed, yeah.
Sorry. It was like, oh, it's because of your negativity.
It's so important for them to remain positive, as if they're putting out anything positive into the world.
Well, and again, it goes with the thing of they can't deal with this for a short amount of time. But Jeremy Hales was supposed to eat shit for the rest of his life, I guess.
Uh-huh. And they would still like to see that happen.
Mm-hmm. See, that's what they don't get. They don't get the hypocrisy in what they do. Fat Boy can't deal with this on a limited schedule. Why does he think that somebody else should? Look at all the people going after. And again, you got him up there. He's doing his damage control. Marla. You were just in Guapo's chat asking only me for money for Bruce's legal fees. Exactly. Oh, look, Ray. That's why I started kissing Ray's butt, you know. It was like, Ray. I'd have been like, hey, you know, asshole, you know, you call me out on your channel. I mean, all these people too. What's fascinating is the way that they handle this. You can tell it's a bunch of little channels. And again, nothing, if you're starting out and stuff, I don't mean that insultingly. What I mean by this is they've created, like, they're like a little piranha. They're trying to eat away at Jeremy Hales. That's all they are there for. And when this is over with, they'll have nothing. They don't have a lot of, the majority of them have nothing really now. But even the most successful ones of them, they will have nothing in the aftermath. You know, you can only hate him so long.
That's right. They can only hate him so long. And then people are going to get tired of that at some point.
I just love looking at some of this stuff. Let's get some
I like when I hear them saying things like they're going to cover other things, like the Karen Reed case. Who the hell would tune into that to hear anything about the Karen Reed case? What do you bring to the table for that? Exactly. What knowledge do you have?
This was funny.
The only thing these people know about is how much they hate Jeremy Hales. Honestly,
yeah. Well,
that's all they can talk about.
They have nothing, like no expertise on trial. They've shown you how abundantly clear they've shown you that they have no experts.
They can't even read a legal document and explain it at all.
Well, they didn't understand again. Remember when they were talking about your court case and they thought with prejudice, like they totally, God, they thought that meant nothing.
They thought that I lost that case.
Yeah. But of course. But yeah, they started going after us. So because of 2 L's, now stupid Dave, he's ended up with, give your donations. You need to give your money. You know, you need to show fealty and give your money to MP's project. And he's like, you don't know how much money I've given. How dare you? Oh, man. I hope 2 L's call me. Yeah, you've given $2.99, buddy, as in $2.99, fat man. You know, you don't know how much. You know, I'd be like, fuck you say I'm not giving any money to that. But they do pretend to be out there helping out. So it is funny. And it's the wrong narrative too, because again, super chats that these people get, I hate taking them for this idiots. I do. But only me. That's really who we're talking about. David here. His money went to a project. It didn't go to a channel. And project, I didn't deliver on, still haven't. You know?
Nope. Where's the updates on the project? Where's the updates on the barn?
I like Ray too. You know, he talks shit about freaking Stupa. You know, oh, you don't sound off on this. That means you're part of going after her. You know, again, you have to, you can't play the middle ground. You do it or else. Now, I will say I wouldn't want any of these people pretending to be my friends. You know, I would say that too. They use those words, friend and shit. I don't think they've ever had a friend in the world. You know, I mean,
probably not the way they treat each other.
But I like that. How could Lisa give back money? She spent it on materials, on labor, on permits. What labor?
Permits? Is that true? Well, you know, we can pull those permits. Are there permits? Have permits been issued?
I don't know. They should show those though, if they actually have permits. But what labor? I mean, they had a bunch of, like, who worked on anything?
Her husband that doesn't have a contractor's license, maybe? I don't know.
I mean, are they actually paying him? See, that's the fucked thing.
Are they paying him? Is he getting paid for this work?
Oh my God. You know, I really didn't think about that. But we're talking about
that'd be interesting, wouldn't it, Doug?
Yeah. Like, you know, we're talking about somebody that has definitely been involved in scamming.
Yeah.
As far as this kind of stuff. And if he's getting paid off of that by somebody that is the keeper of the money, also that is within the same household, I'm feeling some criminal vibes off that.
Mm-hmm.
Man.
And he doesn't have a proper license to be doing the work. Because I did check with the state, he still does not have one. That's
crazy if that's who they're talking about. Because otherwise, I mean, are they talking about that other guy that I'm hearing about that was arrested? You know, I mean, there was that person that was on the road. I'm hearing people, you know, I've been written by a couple of people saying, hey, that person there that was there, they've been arrested. Now, I haven't gone into that story any further, but that'll be interesting to hear about too. Maybe
Should be very interesting.
Mm-hmm. Just curious about that one, you know?
Me too.
Oh man, look at it too. He was whining. So this was funny, actually. He was whining about a mod going rogue. Apparently, one of his mods now hates him, and they are making videos about how much he sucks.
Wait, about how much who sucks? Dave?
About Stupa, apparently, because he was whining. That was part of his whining, and I was like, what in the world? That's funny. I mean, just all of this is funny because the ecosystem, they're fighting over all of this mess. You know,
It had to happen. It had to happen. There was no chance that these people were going to be able to continue on without it devolving into a total shit show.
Marla Hughes, again, before getting timed out, these are legitimate questions. Why beg for the money from, this is talking about only me. Why are you begging him for money? Because then after that, Marla spent the whole freaking chat talking about how only me, how David, the donor, was garbage because he was trashing Lisa. Yeah.
Man, she's something else.
I mean, it's crazy, isn't it? Oh, are you going to support the lawyer stuff? Oh, don't think you're going to get that. Oh, you're garbage. You're absolutely garbage.
A guy who's given $56K allegedly is garbage. Okay.
Not counting super chats or anything else. We've seen him drop hundreds and hundreds of dollars, you know? I mean, this guy.
Even Dave admitted today, like, oh, David, you've been such a wonderful donor to my channel. And yeah, so it's terrible that you guys are letting the Lees do this to him. It's terrible that you're not demanding that they, you know, if all these people demanded, all these people with channels over there in the hate ecosystem demanded that the Lees show some accountability, maybe they would. But they have to be the ones to do it. You have to get off your ass and stop being scared to say, hey, Lisa, show the receipts.
Well,
if you're so innocent, show the receipts.
Now, see, what would happen is they would excise them from the ecosystem. But at least when they did that, some of the ecosystem would perhaps hear the truth about that. You know, they keep saying these people have been bought off. They've been bought off by that money. And it's fascinating because people like, again, Marla Hughes are the people saying that, you know, a mouthpiece. What does that person matter? You might be asking. Well, you know, that's a name that also came up within court items. So, you know, we're not just talking about some rando out there. We are talking about somebody that has popped up behind the scenes. We've actually seen their name popping up in quite a few things. And they're one of the first out there, always deflecting, always attacking on behalf of. It's amazing. But yeah, if these people would just pack a little stones there and be like, yeah, this guy, he is a huge supporter of their channels. But beyond that, I think he's buying a voice, making sure that they, like I said, they don't just ban him outright. They've made him valuable enough that he can have his voice and complain about this issue. And that is a crime in and of itself. You know, that you have to buy for. I mean, you think about that. Like if they, you know, if
they can't just ignore him. They can't ignore him. They can't block him. Other people, you know, who've tried, they just get blocked. This one, they're scared to do it because he has a voice now because he's given so much money.
And if he didn't have that money, I mean, it would be a problem. But yeah, you see people calling him out repeatedly saying, hey, you know, you're going after this guy. And what this is showing you is it's showing you cracks in the facade. They can pretend, they'll damage control tonight. They'll scream. And like Megan said, they'll cry and more.
They'll cry. But, for sure, there will be crying.
But we know. Give me a second. Got it. All right, there we go. I had to take a freaking medication pill. Fun time.
They're all in the chat. The chat saying, yeah, some of them are telling him to stop asking. Yeah, they are. They're telling him to stop asking where his money went. Like, what?
Can you believe that?
I guess I can, but
Where did
I'm
where
still
did my
shocked by
again,
it.
it's not like, hey, you would have the right, and when I say this, what I'm gonna say, you would have the right to ask if it were $5. You still have the right to ask where your money went, if you're putting it toward a project, but we're not talking about 5, 50, 100,000. We're talking about a lot of money, a lot
Yep.
of life-changing amounts. Oh man. All right. Well, I think I'm gonna hit super chats. You sticking or you out of here?
No, I'm
You
gonna
want-
get going because I'm
Don't hit
playing
the end
Legos.
stream button, please. I would
No, I won't. I have a new strategy. I have a new strategy. I'm just gonna take myself out of this stream and I'm gonna shut the browser window.
That's funny. I
That should have. I think that's a better idea.
I've almost, and to be, I noted this the other day too. My screen will time out, and I've come close to ending because I can't see my mouse and where it's setting. You click a button, and oftentimes I'll just click my mouse, and I came real close to hitting end stream one time.
Well, you know what? You owe me one. So, if you ever feel, if that ever does happen, you're already forgiven.
Yes, one sin has already.
All right, stream killer out.
All right, see ya. Folks, this has been a good one too. I do have to say, I've really, really enjoyed it. So, I'm going to say PC sent a Venmo, $40, and noted, quote, the person on LMNOP's property was arrested. Now I saw that earlier, and I've had a couple of other people say something that too. I've not looked into that more, but I'm very curious about that now. I'm very curious. SC, thanks also. That would be Cheryl, sent 5 there. Like I said, I appreciate that. Cash App, yet again, you're awesome there. I said Cheryl on that too. There was another SC, that also sent and said, hey, thanks for being you. Candy for the tucklets. Well, thank you for that. That is awesome of you as well. That's awesome. Oh man, RM, you sent over $50 through. It hit PayPal there. That's crazy. So thank you with that too. I'm looking at the before we hit the super chats on the screen here. I'm looking through these. That's awesome. Thank you, all of you. Thank you there. And CP sent over a $5 as well. I use initials because I don't know. The reason I say it that way, folks, is because if it might have a name on there you don't want on the screen. So I use your initials. I hope that you know why I do that. Okay, so Adair, thank you for the 5 gifted memberships too. Kicking it off there. That was the first one on here. Thank you. Appreciate you. That's awesome. Fallen Hero dropped a super sticker right after that, which you got to see. That was awesome too. You want to hear something funny as well? I didn't set up this stream until the fighting ended. I was like, man, are they going to end the fighting before we get to a certain point? Because if they end at a certain time too late, man, I don't want them to stop before I put this up, and then they'll be like, oh no, they are doing a stream, we got to stop. So I was trying to wait them out, and finally they did that. It was funny. SF, thanks for the 2. Oh no, hide the button tug. I know, indeed. At least Megan has a strategy now, so we can wait 5 streams and then we'll go down. I love it. Gal, thank you for the month there. There's not a statement, but hey, supporting for a month, that's awesome. Thank you. Eunice, thanks for the 10 there. Either LMNOP or Crook were attacked by a felon staying with them on the property and was arrested. Is that what happened with that? Is that what happened? Like I said, I need to look into that. If someone has more detail on what exactly happened with it, write me on it. I have no idea. I've been unplugged for the last few days. I've been plugged in. Like, I caught that drama that came up. A lot of those screenshots today, by the way, the ones that were dark screenshots, those were mine. So you could tell. And then there were some that were added. Other people sent me some redundant ones, which again, appreciated because that makes sure I cover something. But some of those that are pale, like the really white ones, I keep my background on my phone. And nighttime, I don't like that brightness. So you always tell if I'm screenshotting, it's always in dark mode. But You know, folks, like, again, Max Lab is one. There were a few other ones. I want to give all of you love for that too, because it's always good. Let's see. Let's continue on that. I need to know more about that situation, though. Rhea Rye, thanks for the 10. We said goodbye to my brother yesterday. It was very emotional. I can imagine. There was one last bottle of cider in his casket and a pint glass. At the end of the service, his son poured his dad's last drink. That hits me in the feels. So that does. Love to you guys, man. You know, you guys, Rhea Raya, or all you guys, you all have been really good people, you know, and I appreciate you. You know, and I, like I said, that hit me in my feels there. That is that's a sad picture, but you know, you all are loved, very much so. Zoa, thanks for the 2. Baby Zoa says, hey there. Hey there returned. Yes, tell them hey there for sure. You know, that's awesome, by the way. The little fans, I love them there. You know, and I will say that if you ever have any little ones anywhere near you, you know the kind of language I use. So always keep that in mind. And with topics, it really depends on topics. But I appreciate that. That's awesome. Give me 1 second. I got a drink. Janice thinks with 10. Marla Hughes says a new fundraiser was going to find new lawyer for Lynette, Crook, and HG. Yeah. See, don't you find that interesting? Like, what does that mean exactly? Does that mean that they're loading the deck and they're trying to get more lawyers in? Or does that mean something else? Like I said, and again, to quote that, you know, we are setting up a process to donate to fund another lawyer and to pay defense expenses for MPJCHG. So, you know, they're going to try to sue. They've said that they're going to try to sue because of, now that's going to be really interesting too, because a lot of LMNOP's own words will be utilized, especially if they're like, hey, kid involved. Yeah, there's going to be a lot of that. So would you donate to a trust for such a purpose? I mean, they asked this guy that they're bilking money out. Well, would you donate to a trust? Why didn't they donate to something like that in the first place, where money could only be used by certain people? You know, they could have set up something. They could have had someone outside that managed money. You know, it wouldn't have been one of these folks. So you wouldn't have had greedy little paws potentially in it. And like I said, don't forget, that was indeed confirmed. You know, the money was confirmed, that amount. So the money in argument, I want to make that clear one more time too. This money, they said, look, the 56K, they said it themselves. That amount is real. But they were like, look, we used it for the fence and HG Christmas or HJ Christmas. Oh yeah, Jolly Christmas. My bad. So I would have said HG Christmas, whatever. But yeah, are they trying to tell me they spent the money on that? That was their deflection. But they told you, 56K. Man, God, I'm gonna start talking about that on places like Twitter. There'll be a lot of people interested in this kind of insanity. There are a lot of people interested in hearing what David actually has to say about everything. I mean, David, again, I feel bad for David in that. He said some nasty things too. You know, he actually has. He said some nasty things like toward Megan Fox and more. But I think a lot of people in the ecosystem, they just hear the spin. They don't listen to the other things going on. And I wondered this, you know, a person like David, if they treated you like shit and they took your money, maybe they've done more than that. Maybe they also, you know, they took your trust in one way. Why would you trust them in this other? Why would you think that they're being honest about this stuff? It kills me, you know? Oh yeah, my bad. James, thanks for that. Can you be extradited in UK over this amount? Fraud like this is illegal in England too. I don't know about extradition. I'm not sure exactly how the law would come together in that. Can you be extradited? Yeah. Could you be extradited over that specifically? Would they? I don't know. I can't tell you what would happen. I also have to wonder, a guy like this, here's the thing too. This is what they're fucking around with. This guy gave away $50,000 like it was nothing. He's made it rain money. You don't think that guy, if you motivate him, could freaking, you talking about lawyers? You don't think this guy could arm himself to the teeth as far as the law is concerned and really come after you? So he might be able to make something happen simply because money talks. It does. And if you motivate, I would be very motivated by now after the things that these folks have done to him. I would be very motivated. I would be. I wonder what Stupid Dave's going to think when people step to him and they start talking about actually bringing the suits, bringing the real lawsuits, and him getting, well, he'd break then too. You know, and MM, I saw that come in too. That's crazy. Thank you. I'll hit that as well. Oh, what a night. Jack, thanks for the tip. Tug, $70,733. International wire fraud. Red notice. Yes, big money, big prizes, right? Indeed. Jesse, thanks for the 5. All that money and it didn't go to me. I blame Jeremy. I know. What's up? Hey, what's up? I'm bothered by the level of disrespect, because like I said, I've had people disagree. I mean, you've probably seen it. If you're here a lot, you've seen it before. You know, I'm not going to bring up the name because I respect them, but you know, we've seen certain people like disagree with me openly. You know, I've talked about, this is my thought on it, or this is not my thought on it. But when I talk about that, I try to be as respectful as possible. You're allowed to have your own opinions. That's okay. You know, and that's just off of respecting you, because I mean, you're doing a solid too. You know, you're respected as a human being, but beyond that, they don't respect these people that hold up their channel. Then they've been throwing money. They're going to go out tonight. You watch. They're going to cry victim, and they're going to be like, "Bathe me in money," and they're morons will do it. Candace, thanks for 5. She's collecting assets. Exactly. She is Social Security on that. If she got $56K, she has to report it, but she's declared in taxes. If I verify on this, I must report it. Well, you've seen what I pointed out there. So you have this guy saying, I donated this amount of money. You have them confirming that that amount of money was indeed donated, and you've seen all of the new toys and prizes that have been coming in. That's only one person, though. I mean, what you need to take from this, too, 56, 70, again, I don't know about a conversion. I'm just saying. But what you need to take from this is that is one donor out of many. And there were other donors that were giving big money, and we know about that because there was another guy that pulled back a 4K donation, right? Because that's what the memorial thing was supposed to be based on. Now, again, I have no idea what supposedly happened to all that other money when they were going to build this memorial. They talked a lot of shit about that, too. Isn't that fascinating as well? What's worse here? The memorial that you saw what was there could have been easily blown away. Again, Jeremy said, I didn't do anything about it. And in fact, we saw a video where he was like, hey, I would let a memorial stay here until whenever. But is it worth for a storm to blow it away, or to make all these promises to fundraise and to not keep it? Where you promised these people something and you did not deliver, and you use them. You know, they talk about using people for content. They absolutely use people for content. Misbehaving. Thanks for the lip bone there. Just dropping in to show some love. Thank you for that. Drop some breadstick and piss off some polyflops. Indeed. Love you guys. Catch you on replay. Hey, appreciate you too. Like I said, appreciate you quite a bit too. It was awesome. Misbehaving threw me a good suggestion on music as well, and I enjoyed it. Thank you. Simply me, Connie, Simply me, Connie. Thanks for the 5 there. She admitted she had money she didn't ask for in her account that she didn't ask for. Huh. Well, that's interesting. Maybe she should give back. You know, here's the thing then. If you're saying that, oh, money's been spent, they're trying to say all of his money's been spent, by the way. Really? On what exactly? I mean, that's how they've gone about it, right? When they first talked about it, again, they made it sound like it was some low ball amount for a long time. If you go back to other live streams where we've talked about it and you look at this, the coverage on that and everything we based that on, they made it sound like it was over a few $1,000s. Again, that's not a nothing amount, but that's not 56 or 70. Again, you know, the reason I keep saying 70, if you're giving on YouTube, for example, you'll notice, like with Simply Me here, you see that there's the money, the type they're using. You'll notice it here too. It's not in conversion. Now, if you give through PayPal or something, you can convert it, but you'll notice that it starts out with your amount. So if they just typed in 56,000, then it threw over quite a bit. So I'd be curious about the actual amount just to make sure. But yeah, thanks for the 5. Grand theft. No, it sounds like some brain dead peon was easy party from his money. His brain did a Brexit. Yeah, you know, there are a lot of scammers online. There are a lot of scammers in the world. Period. I don't know how many calls you get, but I get a lot of them. A lot of fake ones, you know, from the quote unquote FBI, you know, that sounds like a guy from overseas that you obviously know is not the FBI, you know, telling me I got to make a payment right now or else, you know, or just some other craziness. I mean, that happens all the time. And that is on real world side. Online, you see even more. Like right now, for example, I could go on Twitter, I could screenshot my junk mail. And actually, check this out. I don't want to show my junk mail because I don't want to. Oh my God, there's so much of this. I mean, it's for real. It's absolutely insane. Let me count these. So on Twitter right now, in the last, I'm going to say 3 days, I can see 17 scam mails. That's just in Twitter. You know, they're everywhere. And some people, they'll do anything. I mean, 56K again. That's a scammer's dream come true. That's the kind of scams that people talk about. Like when you hear a YouTube story about somebody going to jail with scams, those are the big money ones, you know. You hear stories about that. So yeah. I mean, it's I don't want to be a I told you so. At the same time, we did tell them, did we not? We said they're not putting up a mountain of money. They will keep asking for more money. We went through, Megan did an entire stream talking about how to spot a scam. They just wanted to laugh it off, treat people like shit. So, I mean, Red Wolf, thanks for the 5 there too. You would have to have brains to donate money to any of those people. Yeah, I think that quite a bit. You know, I really do. I think, man, why? Suzanne, thanks for the 10. Would love to know. You know, listening to the guy, so we could hear him a little bit. I was wondering, I'm not sure if I'm trying to word this nicely, okay? Because I'm not trying to be a dick when I say this. I don't know if the guy had been drinking because he sounded not with it. Maybe he's on medication. Maybe he has some kind of a problem. I mean, we don't really know. I mean, are we talking about them taking advantage of somebody that has been vulnerable? You know, somebody that there are a lot of people online. Like when I look online, I tell people a lot of times, you know, if you ever want to feel good about yourself, look at some of the people online. You know, if you ever think, man, I don't feel that smart today. Well, look at some of the stuff online. You'll feel a lot smarter. And unfortunately, you know, some people out there they've walked into money. They don't have to be the smartest person ever to have money. They could have inherited it. I mean, maybe they looked into it, or maybe they are the smartest person ever. Maybe they're just having an off day or something. I don't know. But Suzanne, though, yeah, I would love to know the timeline when only me sent money to them. He says he has receipts. Only me. Why don't you drop those receipts at least? Again, you don't have to come on here, talk to me, talk to Megan or anybody. Why don't you just show the receipts? Show where you gave the money. Show the when. Show how long. Show what you gave. Not only that, but make it interesting. Show how much money you parted with just supporting their channel and stuff too before they treated you like shit. Candace, thanks for the 10 there. Not just theft, Megan. Since it was done by online fundraising, oh, it's federal. Fascinating. Fraud, wire fraud, grand larceny, possible some postal laws too. Oh boy, man, if Dave's foreign, yeah, it's international. He's foreign. So that is, yep. Yep. Kelly, thanks for 5. I saw this. I was mentioning it earlier, but like I said, I'd flesh it out more. A friend had a super nice full privacy fence done completely around their property for $20K in Jacksonville, Florida. Her fence was about $1K at most. Yeah, it definitely wasn't. We're talking about 1/4 of a fence. And you look at it, we're not talking about a quality build. I'm not trying to be nasty or ugly about it when I'm bringing it up. I'm just saying, you look at that, it was not a quality build. They also had to stack metal shit on top of it too. Oh, I swear. Ugh. But yeah, that money, there should be a lot of money still. Yeah, Heidi, thanks for the 5. When you speak the truth, it's easy. When every other word is a lie, it is harder. Well, that's true. That's why a lot of these people just scream all the time. For me, every now and then I'll get worked up. Every now and then you can hear it. But, some people also put on this facade where they cry. Like somebody to be in the fields, you can tell, But I'm not going to come out here and cry and be like, I did myself. They're telling me like dirt. If something's bad, I'd tell you. If it's good, whatever. These folks, they just use this what I really feel is a scamming language. It's just basic shit. And people part from it. It's crazy. Bonnie, thanks for 5. Did you see the elder statement stream? That's where it all began. I saw some of it. And I saw it bouncing around. Like I said, I got some screenshots out of there too. There wasn't a lot that was really interesting. I should bring that up in this. I apologize. I actually didn't note that too. Give me 1 second with all of that. Just give me a second. I'm not going to pull the screenshot, but I'll tell you. I did pull like a handful of them, because they were going over in that chat. They were saying, he didn't cover the cost, the finishing of the barn. He didn't cover that at all, I mean, we got all this. We purchased stuff for her kitchen. What the fuck? I mean, the amount of money, they're making it sound like this is going to be heavy 6 figures the way they talk about it. And again, they didn't disclose that to people at first. If they thought that would be the case, I would look at the barn dominion and I'd be like, yeah, no, that amount of money, no way. And I'm sure that what's going to happen tonight, I bet you money this is going to happen. You watch. What they're going to do is throw out a bunch of numbers. They're going to say, well, this will cost X amount. Now, what's that based on? Well, they supposedly talk to somebody, right? They're going to throw in a number for labor. Labor is going to be a crazy number. It's going to be somewhere in the 5 digits. It's going to be starting at 10K, somewhere that or above. No. Who is doing that? And well, don't ask you questions. Don't ask too many questions. But what is all that going to be based on? That's interesting. There'd be no receipts. There would just be random numbers thrown out. Baxter, thanks for the 10 there. Did you see where Marla asked him to donate to? No, yes, I pulled that up. Yes, that is wild, is it not, Baxter? Oh, Lord. Suzanne Way, thanks for the 10. Stream killer. Indeed, the stream into herself. She needs an intro song for that. Robert Ward, thanks for the 10. The amount of money coming from outside the U.S. should alert many different federal agencies. You actually would think that would be a question. If I go to my bank and I deposit $10,000 into my bank starts asking questions, right? And I don't have a problem though with any of that because, you know, I've ran comic projects, for example, right? Comic projects, they'll pay out in a clump sum. You know, then I have to pay the people, I have to do all of the stuff, you know, I have to get everything paid. But you're talking about a big amount of money that whittles down into not so much money. But, you know, we deal with larger amounts. So you can tell them, hey, I have a thing I do online, I do this, that, and they become accustomed to that. That amount of money, that should have raised some alarm bells, especially considering who we're dealing with. And yet, right? And yet. SF, thanks for that. Megan's punishment. Read all of Doug's super chats for a week. Yeah, actually, we would end real fast that way, wouldn't we? Love you, Megan. Love you, Doug. Thank you, SF, by the way. That is funny. I like it. Writer chick, thanks for that. Actually, the thing is, like the other day, I had to have Megan read super chats. And that's one of the things, you know, people are your friend. Like I was having medical problems at the time. Megan didn't mention anything. Like I had told her beforehand, I was having some problems on stuff and I might have an issue on things. Could you could you help out there? She's like, yeah. Whatever. If I just say I've got to go for a minute, then she covered. That's a good friend too, just to say. Writer chick, thanks for the 10 there. Megan, blame Jeremy. I know there. It was his fault. He killed the stream. I know. Maybe it was. Blame Jeremy. Also, is it wrong? I enjoy watching the implosion of the what the hell's ecosystem. I can't wait to hear the Wallace spin on it. No, it is absolutely right. It is. It is 100% good. And thank you for the gifted membership you added with that too. Hooked up somebody else. Thank you for that. That's awesome. Gail, thanks for the month there. Just love you too. This is so great to find out what's going on. I know. And, you know, a lot of times people will like tell me about it. Again, I love that about folks. When you go and screenshot and everything, if you send me stuff, I do see it. A lot of times I may not write people back because there's just a lot going on. Craziness. My kids may be like sitting with me. They may hit the buttons on the phone. So a lot of times, you know, it just depends there. And also, I do want people to know though that it is valuable on there. But a lot of times my point is on there, a lot of times I don't get to see it play live, you know, because I don't watch a lot of their stupid streams. I don't. If I have to be pulled toward it, God, it hurts me inside. I know it's so boring and awful. Like a lot of them are hard to listen to, but today's were funny. Now the storage one did become pretty boring because they kept hyping again. We're gonna send him the link. We're gonna send him the link. And it went on for a fucking hour. I was like, are you kidding me? It was funny though watching them try to placate 2L1 in the chat and be like, you know, we're not turning on you. And also try not to lose their big donor. I mean, it was just fascinating. And he was mad. He was mad. Slug, what's up? Thanks for the 5. Last time I ramen money. Grandma Megan. Now killing streams. I know. She also planned to steal pork chop. Oh my gosh. Please hashtag save pork chop. I know, man. Save that pork chop for real. I know. He's a poor baby. Gaddis, thanks for the 5. Yay, more fundraisers for AG. More evidence for the aunts that she used for banking bucks. 6, twisted and pathetic. Yup, indeed. Like I said, Jeremy, he collected all of today. So isn't that good too? That's a pretty good one, you know? Cass, thanks for the 3 months. Megan String Killer Fox. LOL. I love you guys. Thank you. Appreciate that. What's up, PDW? Send that super sticker over. Thank you for the super sticker too. Like I said, I love those, especially afterwards. I like showing to the kids. Candace, thanks for 5. Poor Rain has 2 side-itis. He talks out of the left and then he talks out of the right. Yeah. And he fucks over a lot of people too. You know, right now it's been convenient for him to park himself in the ecosystem. you know, right now, because he couldn't get shout outs every day from people like DUI guy. Isn't that fascinating? And he turns on these people. He talks shit about them. It's just, I don't deal with that. Like for me, like if I had to deal with a Ray, you know, if he was part of something, I would just be like, no, I just wouldn't deal with him at all. And his channel would wither up worse than it is already, and it would just blow away. His ecosystem, though, I mean, they are, God, so many low talent twits. Lilith thinks for the 5. There has to be a federal agency that should be reported to. Look up fraud like that. You know, the thing is, what's really fascinating about it is Stupid Dave and Storage Dude, they have his number and contact information. They could report this, but they won't because they're cowards. They know this isn't chat wars. This is somebody being stolen from. And they could, but they're cowards. 6 kids, UK. 6 kids. Names with a 20 there. 56K can be traced out of his bank account. He can raise a complaint to civil courts in the UK. Depending on the US state, such judgment is enforceable in the US. Indeed. He could actually, I'm telling you, if he's got enough money to throw 56K at something like that and to throw away the money, you know he's got enough money to bury these people if he wanted to. Mud Dog, thanks for the 2. Whose live was it all going down? Okay, so the screenshots went in storage. I can't think. What's his name? Guapo. I don't remember his fucking name. I'm sorry. I hear all these nicknames and I can't remember his name. You know, he's that guy that did stuff with Jeremy for a while and then went totally knives out. It was funny. He did say something today I thought was really funny. He was trying to insult Megan by saying that she, you know, these people with these tiny channels, of course, they latch on to people like Jeremy. And I was thinking, Megan's got a bigger channel than you do. So isn't that sad? Isn't that sad? You know, if you want to make those statements, and maybe that explains a lot of stuff, and it explains the saltiness and the vitriol, maybe. But I did think that was pretty funny. But yeah, it happened on the Guapo, that's it. Yeah, Guano. Yes, indeed. But it happened on that storage, whatever. Again, somebody could tell you what it is, but the stream's not up there anymore. They took it down. So what I think would be really funny is we should have a Rumble exclusive. You know, Megan, like tell Megan if you want that. The next time we stream that you want a Rumble's exclusive, and we should go over some of that because you could just watch it because yes, there are copies of the stream, but they took that shit down fast around here. They did. They took them down. They locked it up. And then it went over. So in the middle of it, this is what happened. In the middle of it, you have them start talking about how they're going to send. First, they said, well, we're going to send links to both of them. And then they try to pull away from it. But only me, David the donor, he said, yeah, send me a link right off the bat. So it's too late for them to back out. And they're like, oh, so they dance around this for a while. And finally, they finally get the stones because 2 L's is in there attacking them over and over again. Finally, they get the stones to say, we'll send them a link. Then they play around. They're idiots. Hey, man, if it was real, I felt like I was getting gamed, to be honest. Like they didn't really want to send him a link because they just did all this delay and dance and it took forever. Finally, they were like, oh, we're going to call him. And then, you know, it's a UK number. So instead of just taking a phone and looking up how to do this or something, they kept dialing the number like they would dial 11, you know, instead of dialing out correctly, they would dial it wrong. And it was just a terrible clown show. Finally, they get the call through, though. Stupid does. When he does, nobody can hear the other person. He's just listening through his headphones, but nobody can hear anything that's going on. And the chat is there. And he just keeps going on, like interviewing. It was like, oh my God. And he's looking at the chat, which was amazing. So he decides, oh, I'm not going to have this drama over here on this channel. I'm going to take it over to my channel. So he says, I'm going to take it over live on my channel. I'm live there now. No, it has a stream that pulls up, but it's just waiting. It hasn't actually gone live, which is pretty funny. So he just sits there and sits there. But finally, and when he does this, he eventually turns off. You know how there's two people on the screen, like you see Megan and myself? Well, it goes to a one-person shot, and it's an empty chair. Just an empty freaking chair. And it's still live, though, which makes that really funny. And you see a Guapo's head. You see part of it like pop over because it just, you can't figure out if it's live or not. So he's trying to be like stealthy about checking it, and his forehead pops out. It was comical. You know, I had both of them pulled. I had one pulled up on my phone and one pulled up watching the other one. Finally, it goes live on Stupa's channel. And over there, the phone call is an absolute fiasco. It is. It is a fiasco. Like they keep going with it's a bad connect. Maybe it was, I don't know, but it just seemed pretty. I was like, this can't be real. They have to be doing this just to, again, preserve their donor, you know, but they don't really want anything to happen. So that goes on for a few minutes. Like I said, it is just laughably bad. You can finally hear the guy. It's terrible. The guy, he sounds, I don't know what's up with him. Again, I saw people in the chat saying he's drunk, maybe, but I thought maybe he has a medical condition. Maybe he's one of like all those buzzwords these people like to throw around. Maybe that describes him. Maybe he's being taken advantage of. You know, he saw himself in this stuff. Man, I don't know, but they finally, and he ends at, and it takes a few minutes, and then he spends like, God, 30 minutes to, I don't know. It seemed a long time. I was going to say 30 minutes to an hour, but I don't know exactly how long it was. It seemed like forever. And he's just whining and crying about how mean people are to him. He can't take it anymore. You know. It was pretty good though. But yeah, that's about how that went down today. Suzanne, thanks for the 10. Only me said no more money for Preston. So yeah, none of that for the police. That's indeed correct. You know, they can get donors, but they can't get donors like him. Like he is a whale of a donor. It's insane amounts of money he was bringing for them. Deidre, thanks for the 5 months. He'll be claiming the income tax. So, yeah, I wondered how they're going to do that with taxes, you know, as far as quote unquote gifts. Are they going to try to raise that as a gift? How exactly are they going to do that? They can't claim it as a fundraiser because they didn't do an appropriate fundraiser. So exactly. And you know, what they're trying to do is trying to keep it off of LMNOP. So she can still claim indigence and she can still attack Jeremy while they're raising money for everything, including attacking Jeremy. It's crazy. You know, also, I wonder if LMNOP's nonprofit files with the IRS. I don't know if is it currently there or has it been filed? I seem to remember it being lapsed. AJ's World, what's up, AJ's World? Thanks for too. Oh, Megan, I made you a meme on X. I'll have to tell her to like send me over that meme. I want to see it too. Oh, give me a second here. God, there's so much crazy, you know. Give me a minute here. Let me check. Somebody sent something over, and I'm trying to make sure. Okay. It wasn't new. I did cover it. Somebody sent me a screenshot of something. I want to make sure that wasn't something I missed. Angela, what's up, Angela? How you doing? Thanks for the 5 there. Thank you for being amazing hosts. We appreciate your followers. And Tug, who's here on holidays, so no one is left alone. Also, laughs. Love you both. Indeed, man. I want you all to feel welcome. Again, you know, they kept using words like family and stuff. They're referring to other YouTubers. You know, I want you to understand this. If you come here, you can be welcomed like family. You should feel welcome. We can disagree. You know, family disagrees and stuff. That's okay. Like the way he was like, you know, the fam, and it was gross. But I don't want you to think that means like I don't consider you all valuable. It was the way he was talking about other streamers, you know, and the reason for it was more of a "don't attack me, please." It was so bad. But I appreciate all of you, Angela. Thank you too. Yeah, thanks for the 5 there. If we don't report anything because of whatever reason, why are we playing count it for this moron? He gave so much money anyway. Actually, who said we weren't reporting anything like that? I said don't contact anyone about children. That's something I said. Now, as far as fraudulent fundraisers, if you think that fraud is occurring, I can't tell you not to call. I tell you not to harass people. Okay, there's a difference there. I don't want you harassing people. I don't want you trying to get people like in trouble for ridiculous stuff. But legitimately, if there is a fraudulent thing taking down tens of thousands of dollars, I'm also not in the place where I can tell you if you see a crime, I can't tell you don't report a crime. You know, this is much different than the stuff dealing with LMNOP and dealing with, again, like a child and contacting or doing something there. That's different. Like I said, you know, I myself said, you know, for me, yeah, contacting, But ultimately, this guy, you know, he has to do this stuff. Whoops, I missed one there. He has to do something about it too. And they're going to drive him to the point where maybe he will do something about it. That's where it gets interesting. Writer Chick, thanks for the 5. Haters, make it a point, tell Jeremy how show his receipts from people donating legal fees. Yeah, indeed. About screenshots there. I remember that, actually. I do remember that. They were like, oh, he needs to show his money for stuff. Huh, okay. Well, again, you know, also, here's the thing. If people are sending money, they were complaining about a link to send money. If he has a fundraiser set up, it gives an accounting for how much money goes in more. You know, and they were complaining about that. So, yeah. We don't even know. Again, they keep lying about how much money. Nobody knows. I was shocked by this amount to hear from one person. Christina, thanks for the 2. Ego, things we work off malice instead of justice. Yeah, I think they got a lot of spin and then a lot of morons that just gobble it up. And then some of these people are just bad faith too. Some of them know, but they don't care. Candace, thanks for the 2. That explains how they afforded Chinese food. Well, pizza and all kinds of other stuff. You know, there's discussion about these people buying pizza. And for me, like, I avoid buying pizza. You know, takeout, because it's too expensive. You know, I'll do takeout every now and then. But I try not to do, you know, I'm not talking about, like, I might go, there's a place down the road that has a chicken platter. You know, it's something that agrees with me now with all these stupid things that have been going on. That, it's like $10. I might pick that up every now and then. But the stuff that they're talking like $60 or $70, you're indigent. Come on, man. Andre, thanks for the 2 there. No statement, but it is a statement. Thank you. I do appreciate that too. Thank you. Jackie, thanks for the 2. Is it more criminal because it's international? You would think you would violate more laws, you know, because you're definitely violating laws here. You're violating laws internationally. You'd think you'd violate a lot more. Shifter Brains, thanks for the 5 there. He should look on back to check to see whose account it went into. Yeah, he should find out. Well, I think he knows. I think that's the thing. I think we all know whose account it went into. I think they've been making that clear. So, you know what I mean? Andre, thanks for the 2. I wonder who's getting a cut of this big pie. That's a good question, too. Who exactly is cut into this stuff? Who exactly gets the payday there? See, that's something that troubles me a little bit. Who's being paid for their performance? Like for me, again, people support the channel and stuff. But, you know, I've never taken money to cover a story. Some of those people do. They very well do. You saw they brought in folks that charge money. What was fascinating is I heard one of the ecosystem's two newest clowns they brought in. I heard somebody talking about how they had given money to have their story told. And I thought, that's crazy. Like if something hits me enough, I'll cover it. If it's something I think is worthwhile or valuable, I will. It's an investment of time. And then if people want to support what I do, that's fine. But I do it because I think it's important. I don't do it because I think it's a payday. And some of these folks, man. So you got to wonder who is getting a chip off of it. Candace also, oh my God, take me a minute. Money laundering, indeed. Yes, you would think that would set off a few alarm bells, and maybe some agencies might think that was money laundering. James, thanks for the 2 months there. Is Lynette really running for town council? That's what we've heard. That's what we're hearing. Jared, thanks for the $10 super sticker. Thank you for that too. That is awesome. Like I said, I love the super stickers. They're awesome. And sent a super sticker as well. Thank you for that $10 super sticker too. That's awesome. So I love showing those to the kids in the aftermath. They're a lot of fun. Lindsay, thanks for the 2. Set goals. For me, I don't set goals because this is just the way I've looked at it. You all overperform any goal I would ever set. If you want to back this channel, I want you to back it because you back it. And I've never thought I need to set a goal. Like I said, with that goal in there. For me, I just never have. People always back. I'm very fortunate. Channel size and the amount of people that show up and stuff. Like I said, I'm very blessed. So just never having to do anything like that. I love it. I love living like that. It's awesome. Yvonne, thanks for the 10. David can give $56K so I can move my daughter. I moved my daughter. I'm 68 years young, still working in California. Indeed, you could change a lot of lives. That's the thing. That is a life-changing amount of money. For people to hit him up and be like, give me more, give me more, give me more. You've got to be kidding me. Like not appreciating $56,000. Can you imagine that? Because I can't. I cannot imagine. Oh, give me a second. I gotta take something. I can feel it. Give me 1 second. It'll take me 1 minute to do this. So these things are horrible. Oh, yuck. Just give me a minute. Yeah. It's weird. Those, I don't know if any of you in the chat have ever taken, what is it called? I don't know if it's Midodrine or Midodrine. I don't know. It's Midodrine, but it's strength. This stuff works for about 3 to 4 hours, and I've never had it timed down to it until yesterday. It's a low blood pressure, kicks your blood pressure up. So yesterday, I was at a store. I'd stopped between going to the doctor stuff, went over there and I was walking and all of a sudden, bam, hits me like a load of bricks. It's like, oh my God, and I didn't think anything about it. I've never had that happen, but I've noticed that. Like tonight, I took something at 6:30. I've been keeping the exact time of it, and it lasted till right at 9:30. And then it wore off. Boy, I could feel it. It's like, oh my God. It's like the world crashes down. But now I feel better. It's so wild. It's like those movies where a person, they're like, my heart, and they take a pill. It's no feel here. It's not hard, actually, though. It just feels like I get lightheaded and stuff. Take a pill, bam, good to go. Anyway, I don't know why I started talking about that. This stuff makes me loopy sometimes too. It's not like a painkiller or anything. It's just the way it messes with your system. It makes me really talkative too. But yeah, back to that. Yvonne, that is a life-changing amount of money. A lot. of money there. Jack's mom, thanks for the 2 there. No one of the fleas don't want to be deposed. Indeed, they might be asked some questions about something they don't want to talk about for sure. Jack's mom, also thanks for the 2. Didn't LP say that she would leave? Like, that's true. She would leave JC for $63K. That is true. So people have given over $63K. Why hasn't she bounced on him? You know, that is a question, you know? That's a good one. SF, thanks for the 5. Do the 2 L's work for USA? That's hilarious. FYI, I make $25 an hour, make about $50 to $55K a year. Yeah, I mean, that's a lot of people make less than that. Like here, like, again, that was a good salary. I made a little over, I mean, just to be transparent, I mean, if we're going to talk about it, I worked in mental health in an area like this, therapists, you know, you started out lower than that for sure. I'd worked my way up over years. I was making a little more money than that. But I mean, this guy is basically gifting close to a year of salary. Now that's in the middle of, if I lived in New York, that would be totally different, right? But in a place like that, the cost of living, like homes and stuff, yeah, I make less. Now that's why the grocery problems and stuff have hit people so hard too. Yeah. But yeah, that's in areas like this, man. That's a considerable amount of money. So he just gave away a lot of people I know make considerably less than that. Janice, thanks for the 10. You're forgetting that only me donor hates Jeremy more than he likes Lynette Crook, the Walruses, Juice Foreskin Ambulance Chasers at all. And that's true. You know, here's the thing. Even if they hate Jeremy, I don't think they deserve to be scammed out of this money. And I don't think those people deserve to be uplifted as scammers and be able to continue with it. You know, this guy, I'm sure, probably doesn't like me or anyone else. He's based that on listening to PR. Some of these ecosystem folks should drift out of that and look at the document. There's oceans of documents. These people don't read you documents. They don't tell you the truth. They only give you pieces of it. And they even claim that losses are wins. You'll have denial in there. They won't show you the denial part. They won't show you where they're shot down on it. Oh, it's so wild to me. Max Lab, what's up? Thanks for the 2. Making it tough. The icons are blocking my, well, sorry. Sorry about that. I should have moved it over. I wasn't thinking. That's my bad, actually. I'm glad you said it. I just didn't see it before. And thanks for the 2. Says I is $11K a year max. Yeah, indeed. It is not much. You know, people are on it, and it's terrible. Angela, thanks for the 5 there. Do you think the ecosystem will take out the ecosystem south to get close to Mr. Yes. I do. I think I think the only reason that they humor him, see, they're getting more brazen about it. I think if it weren't some spineless coward like Stupid Dave, you would see a little bit more movement. You notice they join up with a bunch of jelly-spined idiots too. You know, the ecosystem is full of them. I mean, really look at them. Look at how many of them kiss the feet of some of these ridiculous clowns. It's because they're afraid. So if they're afraid to do that, they'll be afraid to stand up, you know. But I think it can chip away money. Definitely it would wear down. But if they had anybody that actually had a spine, God, we'd see full out war. I think 2L will turn on them hard too. I think 2L will, like, they're messing with the wrong one in that, because that's a nasty person. Like, they've joined themselves up with some nasty folks. And if they ever have a problem, they're fucked. They are. That's why if you listen to one of their streams when they're talking about this, they are so cowardly in calling anything out. It's crazy. Victoria, thanks for the 10 there. It's not a statement, but that is a statement. Thank you for backing the channel. Angela, what's up? Thanks for the 5 there. Maybe some of the money is going to the cruise. Indeed. Maybe that's what it was for. Lewis, thanks for the 2. Jeremy says thanks for the 56K. Indeed. Yeah, indeed. Make sure you use some of that for either use it for something that, maybe he can have later on, or hold on to it. Jody, thanks for the 2. Why are they grifting for another lawyer? Because they're saying they're going to sue everybody. They're saying that, they're going to set up a lawsuit and they're going to go after everybody. It's going to be on. And that's why, ladies and gentlemen, not only do I continue to cover this and I collect everything that goes on, but I make sure when I'm collecting everything, I make sure to keep very good receipts. That way when they say, like I said, they say they're going to bring HG in as part of a lawsuit and say, oh, look at what happened with targeting and more. They've said that over and over again. Oh, there's no reason. These people just blah, blah, blah. That's why I make sure to keep up with receipts where LP herself has said, look at these red flags, JC. Look at all this stuff about him. I worry about this, that. And Bruce confirms it and more. That's why you keep up with it all. But yeah, that's what they're doing, I think, personally. Mama Cat, thanks for the gifted membership. Thank you for that, Mama Cat. That's awesome. Also, or it could be another thing. They could be just saying, ooh, we're going to sue again. And it opens up the wallets because it's another grift. Maybe that's the thing too. Because if it gets shut down, get the money while it's good, right? Angie, thanks for the 2. 56K and a polyflop. And they said, oh, it's permit. Yeah, they're saying that she's permits there. Now, what's fascinating, yeah, they say that all of this stuff is Jeremy trying to profit, bring in money and more. What is getting somebody to give, again, 56, 70, depending on the converted or not? What is that if not trying to profit off of what they do? It's just more proof. Vicky, thanks for the 5. Not a fundraiser. This is for breadsticks indeed. Thank you for that too. This ain't a fundraiser. These are breadsticks, baby. This is a cooking channel. Yeah, let me fix that. I don't want there to be any confusion, by the way. Yes, this is actually a stream about cooking breadsticks. Donna, thanks for the 10. Someone in the chat said something about someone at Elemental P's property getting attacked. Someone got arrested today. Truth. I have not researched that. Let me note that. Okay. I don't know. I heard, and again, this is what I heard. I am not saying that this is indeed 100% true or anything. It's just what I've heard on it so far. The person that was over there, they had another person on the property. I heard that there was an arrest for elder abuse, but we'll have to see more. So I don't know. Okay. I don't know all the ins and outs, but like I said, I'd love to find out exactly what happened in that. And I think we will. And when we do, ooh, man, but I don't know. Again, I want to make that clear. Lewis, thank you for your membership. Thank you. Welcome. Thank you for the membership. Welcome to Tux. Appreciate you, Lewis, by the way, man. Jay, what's up, Jay? Jay Hill, thanks for the 2. Thanks, Ray. Now Megan won't help me. You suck, Ray. I know. Damn you, Ray. No, I've had that problem. When people, here's the thing. I don't want to be an ass. When people say, hey, why don't you hype this brand new channel that's doing this or that? I'm reluctant. And it is because I've dealt with stuff like the Ray mess. I've dealt with people that I've helped out in the past absolutely try to destroy my channel or more, and it's an eye-opening experience, and it really turns you off to putting yourself out there for it. Because you would think in the regular world, when people help you out, you usually don't see people turning on one another. Maybe these crazy situations a little bit, like this is a weird situation. Like I don't consider in the real world what we see with Jeremy Hale's being attacked with. I don't see that happening a lot. And online though, it is a lot more common than you think. It happens a lot. Orphan musician. I almost said orphan music. Orphan musician. Thanks for the 5 there. A fool and his money will soon be parted. Indeed. Did he not learn the first time they refused to provide proof, but he'll never give more again? Well, it's funny. He gave more after they talked shit about him and stuff. He did. He gave like $200 or $300. It was crazy. I was like, man, why? But he did. He did indeed. And it's been funny watching him. He'll go on like gifting rampages over on like the storage channel. He'll drop like 50 freaking memberships over there, and it makes those people insane. They're like, he's buying your channel and your dignity. Oh, I love it. I love it. And she thinks so too there. Fido, don't need treats. Let's do breadsticks first. Yes, Fido, you don't need those. I love it. That's funny. Thank you. Sue, what's up, Sue? Thanks for the 11 months. Much hugs, much love, much everything. Thank you. RBF, thanks for the 2 months. Always an awesome time in your stream, Tuck. Well, hey, it's always an awesome time having you here. Thank you. Appreciate it. Taz, thanks for the This is crazy, Tuck. I told you it was nuts. I told you when I said bombshell on it. Were you not entertained today? Oh, man, I forgot it. Were you not entertained? Were you not indeed? You have to be entertained, right? Good stuff. Rebel, what's up, Rebel? Love to you, my friend. Thank you for the $10 super sticker, too. Love to you. Love to the mods, as always. Appreciate you. Florida Gal, thanks for the 5. Maybe I'll stop by Building and Zoning on Monday and inquire about permits. I'm curious about the permit thing, since they're talking about having permits anymore. Maybe. Check that out. MM dropped a hundo, man. That's crazy. Thank you, MM. That is awesome there for the Tuglets, and to you for covering the crazies. Thank you. Yeah, I appreciate it. I do love covering the crazies. I actually do. I don't wish them on anyone. You know, here's the thing, too. Hopefully you will always remember this. If you decide to ever cover, you always, I call it inheriting your detractors. Best case scenario, you inherit people that like say they love and simp for a Hollywood star. Okay. If you say something about them, they'll hate you forever. Now, some of them, they'll be the extremists. When they're extremes, yeah, they'll continue. They'll go after you for years. Now, when you get the really crazies, though, some of this stuff, when you inherit those detractors, ooh, man. Like I was watching the other day, I was talking about that Blake Lively stuff, and they're already just from doing one video and talking about it a little bit. I've already had people being like, man, I can't wait for that guy to die of a heart attack. I hope that heart problem gets him. I'm like, man, you know, what a bunch of loons. But it is funny too, because you know you get to them. It's really good. But I always make sure it's worth it. I always make sure that these fights are worth it. You know, when I go into a fight like this, I make sure, like I said, I believe that Jeremy Hales is right. Why else would you get into something like this where you have to deal with, look at the weirdos aligned on that other side of it. They're a bunch of crazy, but who would want to deal with them? Oh man, the cat, aka the cat lady, thinks for the CoffeeZilla, man, CoffeeZilla. God, if he covered this, that would be a, whew. I don't know if it's big enough. It would be good if he did. It's so crazy though. How do you explain it to a guy and get him interested to a point? You know, it would be good though, wouldn't it? Emma, thanks for the 2. Crazy times indeed. Very much indeed. Janice, thanks for the time. I'm a licensed wildlife rehabber that donates a lot to the rehab where I volunteer. It's 501c3, and I know for a fact where every cent goes. Yes, items bought, and our director is very transparent. That's how it should be. That's how it should be for 100%. Okay. Yes, it's good too. You donate to something, and I don't want to tell you not to donate to places. You do, man. We do good in the world. We can. You just make sure that when you donate, you know where it goes. Matt Adder, thanks for the 2. What happened to your grok tuck? Okay, so if you didn't catch this, if you use Twitter, this is a fascinating little deal. I do want to note this just in case you don't know that this is happening. I'm going to pull up a screenshot to show that this is 100% on the level, by the way. So check this out. This is actually worth noting. on Twitter, you know, the little blue check marks. Now, there are levels of the blue check mark. The blue check mark, it has just a initial, like an $8 thing. And then there was plus. Plus was supposed to add some other stuff, give you unlimited use of the Grok AI. And it was $16, you know? Like, you can make money, like with the check mark is monetized, so you do make some money off of Twitter, but I make enough to pay for Twitter and maybe have a coffee afterwards. I mean, it's low. It's absolutely low. You have to be insane over there, or yeah, there's other ways I guess you can make money. But anyway, on March 22nd, 2025, they're going to up that cost for Premium Plus. Now, when I say up the cost, if you look at this, look, it's going from $16. That's what I was charged last time, to $40. We're talking about 150% increase. And the only thing I get is unlimited use of Grok. No. So I like to make my little screen avatars, but I am not paying $395. Like $395, I could use that from my kid. Again, that can be written off as a business expense, yes, but it is not worth that. I already have a lot of business expenses, a lot of them. Twitter to use is not worth either if I play for it by month, it would cost $480. If I paid for an annual, I get a little bit off of that. It's $395. It went from 100. Well, I think the year before was like $140 something if you're paying it, you know, all at once, to $395. Isn't that insane? Like I said, 150% increase on the month to month. So that's what happened to it. I'm not paying that. I do not support that. You know. I find that to be insulting. You know, now there are people out there that will pay for it because they use AI for God knows what. And that's okay. But for me, again, I can still use the AI, but it's limited. I like to sit on the stream for 3 hours, you know, popping out little avatars. But I'm not doing that. And, you know, the thing is, too, they keep raising it. So we had already been told it was going to go up to $22 at the beginning of the year. So they've already went from saying it would be $22, it'll be in January, to now in the middle of February saying, actually, we're going to turn it to $40. Like, I feel like they're trying to pass the buck on, where Twitter is failing a lot more than you realize. You know, they talk about the loss of money is not as bad. Well, they're trying to get you to underwrite Twitter. And I will underwrite to a degree. Like I said, $16 on that was okay, but 40 is not. You know. It's just wild. Anyway, that's why, though. Gal, thank you for the membership. Thank you. Welcome. Thank you for that membership. Welcome to Tugs. Thank you. Appreciate you, too. That's awesome. Yo, mom. What's up, yo, mom? Thanks for the 10. Jerry's very outspoken about donations and purchases on whatnot going toward legal fees. Ecosystem are flocking a-holes. Yes. Jeremy's pretty transparent on a lot of things. The only thing he doesn't talk about, again, like me, I don't tell you what I make a month, because it's not that I'm like, oh, I'm hiding that. It's because my granddaddy, he always said, you know, if you're down, well, a lot of people are down, try to get back up. And if you ever get up, don't make people feel like they're down. You know, you don't be an asshole. Don't brag about money. And that's Jeremy lives by that. I always appreciated that about him. Like I said, that was something I was raised with. I don't brag about money. I don't ever. You notice I don't talk about earnings or anything like that. I joke about the platinum grill. That's a joke. I used to say, oh man, you know, I'm going to make haters fund my platinum grill. I still think it's funny, but that doesn't have anything to do with real money. Suzanne, thanks for the 5 there. Tug, we want to shout out to Debbie Baker. I love for her. Just a shout out to Debbie Baker. How's it going there? You know, is there something going on with Debbie Baker? Like, you got a happy, you know, is it a birthday or anything? Or is there stuff going on with Debbie? Somebody let me know what kind of shout out that is, you know? I'm curious. I'm curious if there's anything going on, or are we just giving a general shout out? You know, make sure I'm giving the right kind of shout out for that. But I do want to say, you know, love to you. Again, Debbie, love sent to for sure. I'm going to see exactly what that's about, though. If it's just love there. Max Lab, thanks for the 2. Don't check messages, please. Sent you something. Let me see. Let me check it out. Give me 1 second here. Hey, Debbie Baker, love to you for sure. You know, I just want to make sure nothing was going on. And yeah. Oh, man. So it does look like the person that was staying on. Okay, so the person that was on Lynette's property, as far as an arrest goes, yeah, it does look like there was an arrest. Charges are aggravated battery on a person 65 ages 65 or older. Element OP and JC, they're not that old, are they? Are they? They're not 65 or older, are they? I know they look older. Like I'd peg them as from ancient Egypt or something. I'm not sure, but I don't know their exact ages. I'm not sure in that, because I had somebody tell me that, you know, it was because they did something to them. But yeah, that's not the right age then. 62, yeah. So, I mean, technically there could have been a mistake on the charging, I suppose, but that probably not. It's probably about something else. Now, we'll have to find something out more on that. By the way, like I said, Max Lab's all over stuff all the time. So props to Max Lab, too, for noting that. Let's see, 62 and 60. God, that's crazy. I would peg them as much older than they are. I would, you know, it's wild. Angel, thanks for the 2. Love you, Megan. Hey, love return to you as well. I love these streams. I think they're fun. Weeze Wheels, thanks for 5. You're catching me up for taking meds. I'm taking 27 a day. Whoa, man. I take about I'm taking 4 things right now, but that includes like an antibiotic for an issue, you know, so that'll drop off. And I mean, most of it's just one. Emma, thanks for the random, but which is your favorite avatar? Oh man, that's a really difficult one. It depends on my day, honestly. I mean, I do like this one a lot. You know, I like this one too. This is dumb, but check this out. If you watch streams, like if I go in Flashcast and you watch me, I'll do this a lot. Look. I'm staring at you. So I like that one just because. I liked this one that the media, somebody made this one time. This is where that hashtag Tuck's tits came from. Somebody made this as a joke, and one media source picked it up and actually thought that was me. That's what it ended up trending. I do love this one too. I mean, a bunch of Dead Punk ones are great. I love that one. Look at the hair. That's beautiful. My old go-tos. Like, I like this series of them when I'm goofing off. But I mean, it just depends. I mean, I like some stupid ones, like the goofy ones like these. The Soul one. It's hard to pick a favorite, but I think right now, like, I really do like that one as default. You know, I especially love it because they were saying, "Oh my God, Tuck says he has a machine gun. He's making threats." I'm like, Die Hard say what now? Oh my God. That's a good question. I like that though. Aussie Wombat, thanks for the 5 memberships too. What's up, Aussie Wombat? Oh, I love your freaking name, man. What's that? Easy, thanks for the 11 there. Love your channel, Tuck. Remember my name. Remember your name. I will remember your name always. No, hey, I love to you, buddy. I probably butcher your name every time I say it, but I'll thank you, buddy. And Diana, thanks for the 2. Keep up the good work. Well, thank you. Thank you. Man, see, here's the difference, like I said, between Megan and myself. If she's by herself, she can fly through super chats, right? 15 minutes. And it's a skill. Like for me, holy shit, it took me like an hour to go through the super chats. I actually think it took me longer than that, you know. Some of that's medication. Some of it's just because I like to talk a lot. Now I'm going to do something tonight. I want to do a different raid. Wait, let me make sure nobody else too. Let me make sure there's nobody. Oh, I don't want to miss this. APP. I like saying that. You can say my name if you want. Okay. Is that right? Thank you for the 10 there. It's for Bug and Lug. It said you can say my name if you will. So I did indeed. But there was a 10 sent as well. Thank you for that. That is awesome of you. For sure. Oh, and there was a 5 TT actually sent 5 on that. It said they're a bunch of lying liberals who never waste a tragedy. LOL. I think they're just, not even getting it. I think they're just lying scumbags is what it is. Who they would never, ever waste a tragedy. And that's, it's sad, really. It is sad. Give me a second. Now I want to raid somebody. It's Flashcast night. But I want to raid. God, I got to find the link for it. Come on, Tom, where's your damn link? Flashcast is on. It is on Midnight's Edge tonight. I'm looking for his freaking link. Is that it? I hate when the link's not right, man. It's not right out there. Just give me 1 minute. I'll have to look it up. I'm gonna give Tom love though. Tom's a good guy. Like he's a. Give me a second. Are you on Midnight's Edge? I cannot find the link for it. I know it's live. I can see it. Give me a minute. Just hold on for a second for me. I apologize here. I want to send you over, like I said, to Flashcast tonight. But I am very slow on the night. My uptake is also slow. If you notice sometimes, like I said, this stuff, it really, there it is. You would do me a favor. There are about 740 people over on Midnight's Edge. I looked his freaking channel up too. It's crazy. It didn't even show me. So I was right. All right. Do me a favor here. Okay. Flashcast. Again, if you get real offended easily, you might get offended if you go over to a Flashcast. So don't get offended by a bunch of stuff. All right. Like you shouldn't. Remember, offense is taken, not given. So never get offended by people, At the same time, Tom is good people. I want you to tell them Tug sent you. But yeah, go raid their channel. I have no idea what they're talking about tonight. Go check it out. See if it's fun. Tom, gotta give the man some love. Like I said, he's a good guy. I like him. Midnight's Edge. I'm not sure. Let me see what they're covering tonight. Let me check. It should say in there. So yeah, they're talking about Amazon buying James Bond, stuff that's happening in media and more. So like I said, I'm going to end. Just go over there, rate it. Tell them Tug sent you. Give them love because they need it. Oh, by the way, MM sent another 20 there on that too. Hey, remember the girl who got cancer donation? Yes, indeed. Yes. She's in prison now for wire fraud. I mean, the FBI has fraud division. That's true too. That is true too. I hope the guy who has been defrauded goes. And there's more people in that ecosystem that go and report this stuff too. You're right. You are right. All right. Well, I'm going to end here, folks. And again, do me a favor. Go raid if you would. Stick around if you want. Have fun. But give Tom some love. Like I said, I love that guy. He's been a good dude over the years. He has been just steadfast, a good guy. If I ever needed anything, he would be there. So send him love. Like I said, tell him Tug sent you. See ya.